take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, now that's alright. I got the right at birth, the devil's redefining worth.
Someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I need and bake the dough, then recreate the flow. They think they making dough, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue. Guess who's on this instrumental with you? Gives a damn if we was family, view unread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man, I swayed the Tim like here I am, the son of Slammers, taking shots at David Berkowitz. Pussy. A different discipline existed in this New York state of mind. Say since not the actor, but the year he's effort. Not one thing in mind to grind until this gavel turns his words to mirth from Babel. Since 69, I follow protocol. This king.
The Lord loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I'm going to come and deliver them broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to save.
Yo, niggas ain't tough. Yo, niggas ain't tough.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Y.A.H.N.Na. Yahweh Shema the Thug by Shimmy Shot all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000, a card of a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite School of UPK under Commander Junior
Power, and you know we not no cowards. Oh, you on that?
Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on, I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander YAHANNA under the I.S.U.P.K. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
2021, I.S.U.P.K, 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Got it out the mud, straight up out the base. The world done made me crazy. The world done turned crazy.
You dealing with the men at war. We at war. I'm siding with the Lord, of course. On one accord. We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go. Shalom. Yahweh by Shem, Yahweh Shop, Brother Thug. Yahweh Shema, Ladon by Shem, Yahweh Shop to the sisters. President Captain TITHES with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, telling you to come out to the 52nd annual Passover under Commander General YAHANNA. Yeah, man, it's going to be at the ranch, man, the BH Ranch. And it's going to be a glorious event. April 24th, come to Houston, Texas, where we're going to serve the Lord the way he's supposed to be served. You understand? We're going to celebrate the destruction of our enemy in the BH Ranch, and it's going to be a glorious event. Make sure you come out, man. It's going to be a $200 fee to get in, but let me tell you something. You're going to enjoy yourself. This is going to be the best event you've ever been to in your life. So I'm gonna tell you, man, 1414-9 Player Street. Come out, man, and enjoy the brotherhood and sisterhood under Christ. With that, shalom.
Shalom, Israel. We have the official 52nd annual Passover weekend itinerary, and it's certain that this will be a time in your life you will never forget. You know we're going to kick it off right. Thursday, April 22nd. Man, we having an annual lamb slaughter. That's right, the slaughter of the lamb, as commanded by the Lord. Commanding General YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K is providing fresh lamb for the children of Israel for the Lord's 52nd annual Passover. Then April 23rd, that's a Friday, the I.S.U.P.K will be hosting a pre-Passover mansion party. That's right, you heard me right, a mansion party. The I.S.U.P.K having a mansion party in Texas, man, from 6 p.m. until then. Of course, Saturday, April 24th is the Lord's 52nd annual Passover that will be at 14149 Player Street, Houston, Texas, at the BH Ranch, where we honor the Most High, the God of Israel, for destroying our enemies and the Egyptians and delivering us, the children of Israel, from hardcore bondage. Finally, Sunday, April 25th, we will be honoring the Lord's holy day in Feast of Unleavened Bread, starting at sundown after the night of Passover. Listen, man, this will be a weekend you will never forget. The I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA is doing it big like we always do. Make sure you be there, Israel. With that, shalom.
Gotta be ready for when the war starts. Fighting these battles through life got us accumulating war scars. Nothing is given. We going through these curses while we living. We soldiers on the mission until the dead in Christ is risen. I thank the Lord for Abba Biggins, Most High in Christ, for all the fallen soldiers that I didn't mention, for all the fallen sisters too. Through the years trying to fight back the tears cause we missing you. And I never met Kama War, but I hear stories from the brothers. In the truth, he was a dinosaur. And I know one day we all gotta die. I pray I go honorable like Makata's eye. Fighting through these curses to survive. I vow to keep their name alive. Fallen soldiers, I let my eyes cry through this pen and made my niggas rise again. My fallen soldiers, fighting through these curses to survive. I vow to keep their name alive. Fallen soldiers, I let my eyes cry through this pen and made my niggas rise again. My fallen soldiers. It's war at all costs, they killing us off. We holding on to all thoughts, no memories lost, and you can fall for they snare.
The Lord loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I'm going to come and deliver them broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to.
Yo niggas ain't tough. Yo niggas ain't tough. Hey, Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Bashim Shah Brakatha. Yahweh Shema Alatha Bashim Shah to all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000 and called up around, checking in with the Israelite School of UPK under Commander General YAHANNA.
And you know we not no cowards. Oh, you on that?
Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on, I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander General YAHANNA under the I.S.U.P.K. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. 2021 I.S.U.P.K. 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Got it out the mud, straight up out the base. The world done made me crazy. The world done turned crazy. You dealing with the men of war. We at war.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are
Let me take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, now that's alright. I got to write it, but the devil's redefining work.
someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I need and bake the dough, then recreate the flow. They think they making though, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue. Guess who's on this instrumental with you? Gives a damn if we was fam, leave you unread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man, I swayed the Tim like here I am, the son of Sam is taking shots at David Berkowitz. Pussy.
Someday you'll pay the price.
A different discipline existed in this New York state of mind. Say since not no, not the actor, but the year he's effort. Not one thing in mind to grind until this gavel turns his words to mirth from Babel.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are
Front lines of 69, I follow protocol. This kingdom built.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. You're on the ends, episode 41 of On the Ends, man. Here with Officer Dunga Bar, the blood warrior, Officer Karafia, the executioner with there. About to go into a few things, man. Also, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Also, make sure you contact the number 079-607-46784, 079-607-46784. I want to give a big up to everyone in the chat, man. Big up to Rakal, Yasha Allah. Big up to Ty from London. Big up to Franco from Netherlands. Big up to Shara Pa from Brum. Ahawa from Brum. Shara Na from the States. Who else you got in here? Big up to Nakapaya from Birmingham also. Yeah, man. Let's also keep liking, sharing, subscribing. It's every Friday, 9 o'clock till 12 on the ends, man. With me and the brothers on the ends, man. Salakia breaking down everything, man. You know what I mean? And don't go off. Let's start off first, man. Don't tell me you cried because Prince Philip dropped out, man. You know what I mean? We've got some sad news, man. Prince Philip dropped out, man. At 99 years of age, man. And now the whole country feels sorry for him. On the radio, everyone playing sad music. Everyone's crying for Prince Philip. You know, but what you don't understand is Prince Philip had a better life than your grandparents, man. Your grandparents didn't didn't live to see 99. Why? Because there was oppressed, man. There was the Windrush. There were the people that built the underground and built them roads that Prince Philip drove on. I think last year Prince Philip flipped his Range Rover, man. Don't cry for Prince Philip. Listen, you can't live forever, man. Prince Philip had a good life. The man flipped a Range Rover. I had a next Range Rover the next day, man. You could never do that, man. You flip your Range Rover. Number one, you got to wait for what? Insurance to cover it. You got to wait to get your payout. You would never see another Range Rover, man. Prince Philip was so rich, he flipped his Range Rover, man. Then the next day got a new one. You can't cry for a man like that, man. A man like that's tawab, man. Listen, cry for yourself, man. Cry for yourself. Listen, you can't even pay your phone bill, man. You can't pay your lights, man. Look, your grandparents couldn't own a Range Rover, man. Your grandparents built them roads that Prince Philip was driving like a maniac on, man. That's the people we cry for, man. Don't cry for no Prince Philip, man. We need to cry for them brothers on drugs. Who we need to cry for is DMX, man. That's who we need to cry for, man. DMX was a brother that had a drug overdose and died, man. Had a drug overdose and died, man. The brother was living in hell, man, and resorted to drugs, man. I had too much and it ain't with us no more, man. If you're going to cry for anybody, cry for him, man. That's your brother, man. That's your flesh, man. And join the I.S.U.P.K also, so more brothers don't have to die the death of DMX, man. Prince Philip, listen, he was about to die anytime soon, man. You can't live forever, man. 99 years, almost 100 years of age, man. He had a good life, man. He had a good life. Meanwhile, your grandparents, they come over to England in the 60s, building the underground, being called a wog and a coon and a nigger and, you know, blackie and whatever the case may be. When we was going through that, where was Prince Philip, man? He was living life, man. He was living good in Buckingham Palace, man. First and foremost, Prince Philip isn't even born in the UK, man. Where's he born? In Poland or somewhere, Iceland? Born in Greece or something like that, man. And furthermore, if you're having sex with the Queen, why aren't you the king, man? So lucky you can't palm me off like that, man. If I'm having sex with the Queen, shit, I'm about to be the king, man. You ain't gonna skank me with some title about Prince. And Prince Philip live a good life, man. We're gonna run his card, man, and let you know how good Prince Philip's life was, man. Then I'm gonna show you how great your life wasn't. And if anybody should be cried for, if any tears should be shed, black man, your tears should be shed for you, man. Tears should be shed for you, man. Tears should be shed for Mark Duggan. Mark Duggan was what? Dad, probably 30 years old, man. Didn't get to live his life. Rashawn Charles was what? 16 years old, man. I didn't get to live no life, man. Prince Philip lived life, man. Traveled the globe, man. Met prime ministers of all countries, man. His wife was the Queen of England. Died at 99 years of age, man. Don't cry for him, man. Cry for Mark Duggan, man. Cry for Rashawn Charles, man. Cry for Cherry Gross, man. Cry for what's the brother and had the knee on his neck? George Floyd, man. That's the brothers you should cry for, man.
He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments, but he has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years.
Elizabeth, daughter of King George VI.
Sorry, I gotta put it back, man. The title was in the way. I want you to read what it's saying at the bottom of the screen.
He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments, but he has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years.
And look at that, man. Prince Philip was born the Prince of Greece and Denmark, man. From he came out the womb, he had a head start over you. All you know is poverty, man. What was you doing when you were 16? You came to England to work, man. You went to the Royal Air Force, what? To go work, man. To go drop bombs on Germany. That's what you did. Meanwhile, Prince Philip was what? In Greece, man, living his best life. Look at him, man. In royalty clothing, man. Don't cry for Prince Philip, man. He's doing better than you, man. Cry for your granddad, man. Cry for that sister that got deported and died years later, man. What's her name? Paulette Wilson. Cry for Paulette Wilson, man. That's the sister that lived a whole life of slavery, a whole life of working, a whole life of disappointment, a whole life of being deported and fighting for her rights and fighting for her red book and her British passport, man, only to in the end just die. Cry for people like that, man. You can't cry for Prince Philip, man. Right. You can't cry for Prince Philip, man. Prince Philip had it well, man. Look at that, man. Prince Philip met the princess, man. Before she was queen, he met the princess, man. All you gotta do is meet her, you're set for life, man. Black man, when you meet your woman, both of you struggle together, man. Right. Both of you can't get on. Both of you are fighting for the kids, child support. No, it's my weekend. No, it's your weekend. No, I want the baby to have my last name. Oh, no, I want the baby to have mine. And all we do is fight, man. We meet a woman, and it's probably one of the worst things that happened to us, man. He met himself a princess, man. Don't cry for him, man. Cry for yourself, man. You and your baby mom can't get on. You and your baby mom can't get on, man. Meanwhile, he met himself a princess, man, which made him rich. So rich that he was able to flip a Range Rover and get a next one the following day, man.
Princess Elizabeth, daughter of King George VI, and Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten, RN, born Prince of Greece, were married with all the pomp and ceremony appropriate to such an occasion.
I, Philip, will become your liege man of life and limb, and of earthly worship. In faith and truth I will bear unto you to live.
And look at those glorious garments, man. You want to cry for Prince Philip? Cry for yourself, man. Look at them glorious garments, man. Black man, when you die, you can't even bury yourself, man. You got the money to bury yourself. All your uncles, aunties, children got to scrape together a couple grand, man, just to get you buried, man. Let me tell you something. Prince Philip will be okay, man. Cry for DMX, man. Cry for DMX, man. Prince Philip died at old age, 99, in his bed, in Windsor Castle, in his bed, man. And guess where DMX died, man? In a hospital, man. In a hospital bed of a drug overdose, man. Prince Philip died a good death, man. He had a good death, man. As the Bible says, sleeping with your fathers, man. That analogy, sleeping with your fathers, sleeping gives makes you think what? Sleeping, at rest, tranquil. That's how Prince Philip died, man. Meanwhile, DMX was brain dead for a whole week, man. Was in a vegetative state, man. DMX was a cabbage for a week, couldn't walk, brain dead for a week, man. That's who you should cry for. Don't cry for Prince Philip, man. Number one, because he ain't your people. Number one, he's doing greater than you, man. Look at his glorious wedding, man. You're a black man, you get a wife. Both of you are struggling in a one-bedroom apartment, man. Both of you have to work just to keep the lights on, man. Both have to work and struggling to find childcare, man. Look at these two getting married, man. Glorious garments, crown on their head, money. If you want to cry for anybody, don't cry for no Prince Philip, man.
Against all manner of folk, so help me God.
Rising, he kisses the Queen's cheek and touches the Queen's crown in token.
Yeah, it's like just on the back of that, with the death of the rapper DMX, with the other rapper Jay-Z, he had to pay off his debts. So meaning he died and in debt. And meanwhile, everyone's sad for a man that never faced a debt in his life, man. That's right. A man that died debtless, never had none of those issues in his life. And then meanwhile, the person who we should think about, we don't, man.
That's correct, man. This man, Prince Philip, lived a good life, man. You're a black man crying because of him. Shame on you, man. Listen, at the I.S.U.P.K, we don't glorify over no deaths. But if you're going to cry about someone's death, cry about your own, man. Cry about all them black babies, man, with no parents in the house. Cry about them black babies that were born crackhead babies, man. Cry about DMX and Mark Duggan and Michelle and Charles, man.
Of his readiness to help her bear its burden.
His Royal Highness Prince Charles, only a few months old, makes a personal appearance before the newsreel cameras. Every father will understand this father's pride and delight in his young son.
once you've got a soccer hooligan, then somebody else is going to have to try and cure him of that. The purpose of the scheme basically is to try and catch people while they are moderately civilized still and keep them that way.
I just said that I worked in a club, and then he asked, oh, what, a strip club?
World's most experienced plucker.
Look at everyone crying for this man. But no one cries for you, black man. You die all the time in the streets, man. No one cries for you, man. And this man's fine. This man's funeral's paid for. You're gonna have the greatest funeral you've ever seen in your life, man. I can guarantee. I guarantee they're gonna break lockdown for this man right here, man. Meanwhile, DMX is dead, and the world gets on with it, man. The world's gonna get on with it. No one's gonna batter an eyelid. Black people die all the time, man. So all I'm saying, listen, man, if you're a black man crying for him, shame on you, man. Shame on you. Cry for your own people, man. It's like it, about.
And also, Prince Philip has never worked a day in his life, man. He ain't never worked a day in his life. What Prince Philip did is, a few years ago, what did he do? He retired. Retired from what? Public appearances. That's all he retired from, man. Because his old public appearances. Meanwhile, black people work way into their 60s and their 70s, man. This man retired from public appearances. And everybody's upset for Prince Philip, man. When there's interviews of Prince Philip saying, talking about population control, Prince Philip in an interview said, if he dies and is reincarnated, he wants to come back as a deadly virus, man. That's what he said. He said he wants to. Yeah, he said he wants to come back as a deadly virus. He said this in, I believe it was 1998 or 88, one of them. He said he wants to come back as a deadly virus to control the population because there's too much people. He said if there's too much people, it means there's going to be more wars, there's going to be less resources. Now, when he says there's too much people, it's on about black people, man. When he says there's too much people, it's on about too much black people. And he's made tons of racist comments. That's right. And now everyone's going to sit there and cry and make it like it was important. Because of this man, we can't even, EastEnders didn't come on today, man, because of this man. Coronation Street didn't come on today because of this man. Emmerdale didn't come on today because of this man. And his 99 lived a long life of relaxing, a long life of freedom. And you might ask yourself this, why don't black people live that long? I'm going to tell you why black people don't live that long, man. Because when you're forced to work and work and work, it takes a toll on your body, man. It takes a toll on your body. Then over time, your body's going to shut down. I mean, it's like you have two cars, say you have two cars that are both 2021 plates. Now, if one car is driven every single day, it's going to break, it's going to fall apart eventually, man. Whereas the one that's just on the drive is going to last a lot longer. That's Prince Philip, man. Here's a car that's just on the drive that done nothing. So he can live to 99 years old, whereas black people die in their 50s, their 60s. Why? Because we work, man. And when you work hard and you ain't eating the best of foods, and you're poor, and you're stressed, and you suffer from anxiety, and you're scared because you don't know when the bailiffs are coming or where the next bill's coming from. Right. It takes a toll on you, man. And eventually, you're going to have a nervous breakdown. Something Philip doesn't have to worry about, man. Right. Philip doesn't have to worry about going to bed without being hungry. Philip doesn't have to worry about the electric being on the emergency. Philip don't have to worry about them things, man. Philip don't have to worry about being racial profiled by the police. He don't have to worry about his house not being secure. He don't need to worry about them things. So you will live to 99, man. Right. When you don't have them problems. Right. But when you have the problems like we have, 99 is rare for us to see them ages, man. So no one should be crying for Prince Philip because he's had a good life. He's had a good 99 years of a good life. And you have what? 20, 30 years of a bad life, man. If that. You have 30 years of a terrible life, a bad life. This man's had 99 years of a good life. They said it would have been, what, 100 in a month or two? He would have been 100 in a month or two. Listen, man. Two of us black people together don't see the age, man.
That's right.
Two black people together don't see 100, man.
We see 100 in jail.
Right, exactly. Go ahead.
We see 100 in jail, man. Them kind of years that Prince Philip lived, we serve in jail, man.
Right.
So, and it said that Prince Philip had his first son, and his son had a good life, and blah blah blah. And you see a video of him and his son in the park. Meanwhile, when we have our sons, we're threatened. We're threatened, thinking, oh, they might join a gang. The gun to school is half an hour. Have to come back here. We're scared, thinking our son might be the next Martin Duggan, man, or the next Vashal and Charles, man. Prince Philip don't have them problems, man. That's right. He ain't got them problems, man. Prince Philip died in his bed, man, in Windsor Castle, man. Died in Windsor Castle, man. Where did we die? On the park bench of an overdose, man. Where did we die? In a one-bedroom flat, man. Where did we die? In a hospital asking for oxygen, man. Our brother died last week in a hospital because he was begging for oxygen and they wouldn't give him no oxygen, man. He had to call 999. That's how we die, man. That's what the Bible calls death. Prince Philip didn't die no horrible death, man. He died a good death, man. You're crying for him. You're a fool, man.
Just to add on to that as well. And like, what is sad about this is he was gonna die one day.
That's right.
Come on, you know what I mean? Let's not mess around.
99, come on.
When someone is 99, let's keep it real. With death, it's knocking on the door, man.
That's right.
It's ringing the bell, knocking the letterbox. You know what I mean? It's doing everything that it's trying to do, man. So we all know one day he was gonna die, and look at how he died, man. So why should England stop for him when, you know what I mean, he lived his best life, man? 99 years of living debt free, 99 years of not having the problems that we have. So this shouldn't even be a thing where England is even upset, man. And instead, you know what I mean, this day, it makes everyone forget about us, man. Forget about how we die. Forget about what happens to us in the UK. Meanwhile, this man lived 99 years of a stress-free life, man.
Let me tell you something. Prince Philip is the same age as a lot of our grandfathers, man. Slightly a bit older. And while Prince Philip was living good, living delicious, as the Bible says, this is what our grandparents went through, man. While he was living good, if you want to cry for anybody, I think this is who you should cry for, man. While Prince Philip was living good, this is how our grandparents lived when they came to the UK, man. I want you to pay attention to what the brother says.
Rag and bone, man. You still have those people to go around and collect old things, buy old things from you. Yes. That these and the dust, man. These guys were wearing ties. Wow, really? When I started school around there was probably, I don't think there were 5 black kids. Probably less than that. They would call you Blackie, or they would call you Wag.
But just as you walking on the street, or?
Well, normally, what would happen? You wouldn't encounter it until you get closer. It's not like I said people hurling abuse at you across the road. So when you come in contact.
You didn't know what they went through. You didn't know. I guess we didn't talk about it. It's difficult to hear, but this was part of the Windrush experience.
You hear that? That was the Windrush experience, man. That was normal. That's what the brothers went through. This is a brother that was in England, and it was so bad he went back to Jamaica, man. And he said in England, what they'll call you a wag, which is short for gollywag. They'll call you Blackie. And guess what? When all this was happening, Prince Philip was living his good life, man.
That's right.
Prince Philip and his brother are the same age, man. But their lives are totally different, man. What did his brother come to England for in the first place? To work, man. To get a job, man. Prince Philip ain't worked a day in his life, man. We come to England begging for a job, man. Begging the man, listen, can you hire me? Trying to sell yourself. No, listen, I'm good with my hands. I'm good with my hands, man. Trying to sell yourself like your piece of merchandise, man. And one man will say, nah, I'm not hiring you. Then you go beg the next man. Then go beg the next man. That's how we live, my life of begging and hardship and oppression, man. Prince Philip didn't have that, man. He didn't have that, man. If you want to cry for anybody, cry for these people, man. But did anyone cry for these people? No, man. Guess where these people ended up after 60 years of being called Wag and Blackie and building the underground? They ended up back in the islands, man. They ended up back in the Caribbean, man. Did anyone cry for them? Did EastEnders stop for them? Did we get a 1 minute silence for them? No, we never, man. No one cares about these people, but everybody cares about Prince Philip, man. If anyone should be cried about, it should be these brothers here, man. It should be DMX, man. It should be the Windrush generation. It should be Paul Wilson, man. These are the people who you should cry for. But again, thanks to Christianity, our people learn to love our oppressors and hate our own people. And we love them so much that we give them love when they don't even want it, man. We give them our love when they don't even need it, man. And 2021, everyone's crying over this so-called prince. You ain't a prince, man. How is it everyone's crying for a man who ain't even a prince? And the real princes, no one cries for, man. The real princes, which are you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, no one cries for, man. Someone give me that in Ecclesiastes real quick in the Bible. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. Let me know when you're there, man. I'm going to show you who the real princes are. Everyone's crying about Prince Philip. We shouldn't even call him Prince Philip because he ain't even a prince, man. The real princes are in Tottenham, in Brixton, in Handsworth, in Hackney, man. In Toxteth, in Manchester, Mosside. That's where the real princes are, in every ghetto all over the globe, man. And they're called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And these real princes die every day, man. They die with chalk around them and left on the cold concrete floor, man. Police put yellow tape around them and life goes on as normal. DMX was one of them princes, man, that's dead, man. And no one gives a damn. No one gives a damn, man. But everyone cares about a man who ain't even a prince, man. So luck, yeah. No, so give me that scripture real quick.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 7. I have seen servants upon the horses.
And the Lord said he's seen servants upon horses, man. And who are the servants? Every other nation, man. In this chapter, it's talking about the Edomites, man, or the oppressor. They're the servants, man. They're the ones who God made to be servants, man. That's right. We're not supposed to be servants, but because of our disobedience, it's come to pass that we're serving them. They're supposed to serve us, man. And the Lord said he's seen servants on the horses. And who are those servants? The white man, the oppressor, man. That's right. They're supposed to serve us. But in 2021, they're on horses, man. They're living good. Before there was such things as Rolls Royces and good luxurious cars, there was horses, man. You had to be a rich man to get a horse. The average man has walked everywhere. To have a nice white horse, you had to be rich, man. And guess what? In 2021, these servants, these people that are supposed to be servants, man, that's supposed to serve you, they're sitting on horses, man. The East Indian man is supposed to be your servant. Meanwhile, he owns every petrol station in your neighborhood, man. He owns every off license in your neighborhood, every chip shop, man. And what are you doing? You're begging for change, man. What are you doing? You're dying of an overdose like DMX, man. You're outside the off license trying to buy Blue Slims and a Rizla and a Heineken, man. And the man who's supposed to serve you is in Buckingham Palace, man, dying at 99 years of age, man. Dying in his bed, man. In his bed, man. Meanwhile, DMX was what? Brain dead for almost a week. When the servants are sitting on horses, they're doing better than us, man. They're dying in their bed. Meanwhile, we're gasping for air, man. We're gasping for oxygen in a hospital, man. We're dying of bullet wounds, man. We're dying of stab wounds, man. Keep it in.
I've seen servants upon the horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And princes, who's the real princes? Us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And we're walking on the earth, man, like poor people, man. We're outside every off license begging for change. We're dying on the top park bench with a needle in our vein. You know what I mean? We're begging for jobs. Oh, please, Mr. President, can I get a job? Lying to him. I'm punctual. You know, black people punctual. I'm punctual, man. I'll get the job done. I'm a team worker, man. Lying to him, handing out 10 CVs and not getting no responses, man. And meanwhile, the oppressor that's supposed to be our servant, he's living good, man. He's living in Windsor Castle, marrying princesses and getting luxurious weddings and dying, about to have a glorious funeral. About to have a glorious funeral, man. Meanwhile, we die, we leave a bill, man. All our kids got to put together and bury us, man. Right. How much a funeral costs nowadays? About 11 grand. A funeral costs 11 grand, man. 11 grand. And we can't afford that with all the bills we got, man. We can't afford that with all the child support and bills and electric. And don't forget the minimum wage job that we work in the first place. We can't afford that, man. Prince William, he will be fine, man. Cry for Claudette. What's the name? Claudette Wilson. Paulette Wilson, man. That was a sister that came to the UK when she was young. Came to the UK when she was young and worked her ass off in the NHS, man. Put money in the society. Something that the Polish had never done. The Polish come to England and they just suck the country dry, man. Take all the funding, all the free housing. Paulette Wilson came to England and didn't ask for no handout, man. Worked her ass off, man. And you know what they said? Yeah, go home, man. And this sister died of heartache, man. Died of being heartbroken, man. That's what I'm going to cry for, man. I'm going to cry for DMX, man. He born and raised in Yonkers, man. Was on crack from he was 13 years old, man. On crack from he was 13 years old, and no money could save him, no fame could save him, man. And DMX took so much crack that he had a drug overdose, man. He ain't with us today, man. He ain't with us today. That's what I'm gonna cry for, man. I'm gonna cry for Mark Duggan, the man in his late 20s, man. He didn't get to see 99 years old, man. He was minding his business, man. The police tracked him down and put a bullet in him, man. That's what I'm gonna cry for, man. I'm gonna cry for Rashad and Charles, man. A black man's going to the shop, man. He's going to the shop, man. Just mind his business, and police choked him to death. That's what I'm gonna cry for. I'm gonna cry for the brother that, he couldn't breathe, and he went to hospital, man, for help. And while he was in hospital, he's asking for oxygen, and they wouldn't give him oxygen, man. And his brother suffocated to death, gasping for air, man. Now, why would I cry for a man that died in his deathbed? Come on, man. Come on, don't be ridiculous, man. Why am I gonna cry for a man that died nice and peaceful with his loved ones around him, man? At 99, listen, if you die of a cold, it was supposed to happen, man. As Chris Rock said, if you get hit by a bus, it was supposed to happen, because if he was young enough, you would get out of the way, man. At 99 years old, if you die, no one can cry, man. And I'm gonna cry for my brothers, man. Salakia, man.
Yeah, and that's right. It doesn't even add up. You're sad for someone who lived a nice, long, rich life. That don't make sense. You're meant to be upset for the person that died young, man, lost their life, was fighting an addiction. That makes sense. How can you be sad for someone that was rich all his life and along with being rich, lived to see 99 years old, man? That's right. What is so sad about that, man? And guess what? There's nothing sad about it. But here's the thing. They deem a rich white man's life way much more than a poor black man's life. That's right. They don't see what happens in your life, but him, he died at 99. Meanwhile, no one ever takes the time to examine your life and go, you know what? That is sad, man. Died at 28 years old, man. Kids getting stabbed to death outside their mom's house at 15, man. That's something that England should be upset about, man.
And look at this, man. This is who we should cry for. This is who we should cry for, man. This brother died the same day as Prince Philip, man. Look at that. DMX, American rapper and actor at 50, man. Prince Philip lived almost double DMX's age, man. Almost double DMX's age. Couple of more months, Prince Philip would have been 100, man. And DMX died half of Prince Philip's age. And DMX's life was a life of misery, man. A crackhead at the age of 13, man. At the age of 13, DMX had what? Child support issues, bankruptcy issues, man. Problems with the law, man. No wonder the brother took to court, man. The brother didn't know no better, man. Prince Philip can't relate to that, man. He can't relate to that, man. But everyone must cry for Prince Philip and not for this brother here, man. He died the same day as Prince Philip. This article is 3 hours old, man. He died after Prince Philip. His death is more fresher than Prince Philip, man. That's right. But did Barack Obama cry for DMX? No, man. But Barack Obama sent his honors to Philip, man. US rapper and actor DMX has died at age 50, 5 days after suffering a heart attack. The performer, whose real name was Earl Simmons, had been placed on life support and died with his family by his side.
Suck it, if I can add on to that. And now look at that death right there, man. His heart gave out, man. That is something you should feel upset about, man. His heart gave out. Why? Because his life was hell, man. He wasn't rich all of his life.
That's right.
He had to fight for his riches, man. He had to entertain for his riches.
That's work. So that's the one.
You know what I mean?
That's work.
He's going left to right. The crowd over here. You know what I mean? He had to get rich the hard way, man. Than this man who married some rich white woman. You know what I mean? That was easy, man. You know what I mean? He done it the hard way and his heart gave out, man. All what he's been through. You know what I mean? All the drug addiction. You know what I mean? Everything, every obstacle in his life. That's why he died so young, man. Reader.
Khan. In a statement, his family said he had been a warrior who fought to the very end.
And let me tell you something. That deserves a hand, man.
That's right.
He is a warrior, man. I'm straight down first. He is a warrior, man. You know what I mean? It was a few months ago. They had on the, what's it called? The Rough Riders documentary. And let me tell you something, watching that documentary, you will find out how much of a warrior he was, man. It was poor beyond belief, man.
That's right.
Robbed people so much that where he lived, everyone knew, man, listen, Dartman X, he will rob you, man. And he didn't rob you because he liked it, because he was poor, man.
That's right.
And in one point, he robbed someone who robbed someone else, and they beat him black and blue, man. He's in the hospital. His face was swollen till his family couldn't recognize him, man. And guess what? Even when that happened, he was still writing lyrics, man.
That's right.
That's a warrior, not some rich man that married some, you know what I mean, someone who was rich. What is so wonderful about that, man? Nothing. Let me tell you something. His life is better than that. What's his name?
Philip.
I mean, his life is better than that man's life any time of the day, man. Any time of the year.
That's right.
His life surpasses and is more excellent than his life, man.
That's right, other one. And like you said, people think, well, DMX was rich. DMX weren't rich, man. Compared to Prince Philip, DMX got, listen, a million compared to billions is nothing, man. Furthermore, DMX had to work for the millions, man. Had to work for them. And guess what? DMX didn't even die rich. And DMX had to work for the millions. Imagine that writing and trying to make hit songs, man. You write a hit song, and you write a song and the song don't bang, you got to throw it in the bin, try again, man. Rehearsing, sound check, on stage, singing and dancing and, you know, rewriting stuff, going on tour, doing the same song over and over again just to get pennies, man. DMX weren't rich. And especially in the end stages, DMX had all types of legal problems, man. All types of child support and so forth, man. DMX was not a rich person, man. But likewise, who cares about him, man? Who cares about DMX is a real warrior, man. Black man, you are the real warriors, man. You're the people struggling and suffering, working minimum wage just to keep your head above water, man. You deserve a 1 minute silence, man. EastEnders should stop because of you, man. Coronation Street should stop to honor you, man. And the Windrush generation. We've earned it, man. But no one cares about you, man. Salakia. Whenever you even speak about it, you're racist. Whenever you even speak about it, put it in the past, man. That was ages ago, man. Listen, you can't live in the past, man. But meanwhile, Prince Philip, some devil. Lucky, man. I heard Prince Philip was driving with no seatbelt on. After he flipped the first Range Rover, then they caught him again driving with no seatbelt on. And I think a man can't drive after the age of like 80 or something like that.
Something like that.
This man was driving from 99, man. You can't complain. You died at 99 years old, died in your bed. They were bending the laws for you every 2 minutes. You had money to buy 2 Range Rovers. Lucky, man. You can't complain, man.
Yeah. And just to add on to that, if you have an accident, that is an offense, man. You know what I mean? No one has the right just to go, well, it's him, so just let it go. You hit someone's car, they need your information, man.
That's right.
They need your insurance, your license plate. They need all that. When it was him, it's like the police just let it go, man. And you know what's bad too? With the family whose car he hit, he never even apologized to them, man. He didn't even write a letter or nothing to them. He's hit it and it's like, well, life goes on, man.
And listen, man, for all your conspiracy theorists out there, man, we see you, man. Don't think we don't see you out there, man. We know what you're up to, man. Listen, DMX died of a drug overdose, man. I know a lot of you thinking, no, he took the COVID jab. We saw it, man. DMX received COVID vaccine before heart. Oh God, there we go, man. Listen, the brother took drugs, man. The brother took drugs. Listen, we don't laugh at the death of our brothers, man. The brother took drugs, had an overdose, and he's not with us no more, man. It was Easter. He was celebrating too much. Easter Sunday happened, and now, man, the brother with us no more, man. Don't listen to the COVID killed him, man. Listen, we done broke down Black the Ripper last week, man, and his sister said that these conspiracy theories is garbage, man. First-hand experience, man. It's garbage, man. If you don't want to take it, then don't take it, man. But listen, I bet you, listen, it will come out soon that this is a fake source, man. Don't watch that, man. Listen, this is a warning to all black people, man. DMX got a tune called Lord Give Me a Sign, man. And the Lord gave him a sign. This is a sign of black man. Stop being a drug addict, man. Stop taking these pills and these mollies, man. Young ads out there. Listen, young ads is supposed to see DMX and say, yo, I ain't taking no more of this, man. Kodak Black and Lil Wayne is supposed to see what happened to DMX and say, yo, I ain't doing that no more, man. Forget that. I saw he died. I don't want to be brain dead. Someone give me that in the Bible, man, about the Lord set a sign, man. About Sodom and Gomorrah. I think it's Jude.
Yeah, Jude, yeah.
Someone get me that real quick, man. DMX got a tune called Lord Give Me a Sign. And this was the sign right here, man. And guess what? The sign was too late. It was too late, man. The Lord sent him a sign, man, put him through child support and put him in the fire, man. Why? So his brother would change his life, man. The Lord did that also so blacks and Hispanics will look and go, listen, the life he's living ain't the life to be, man. The Lord made DMX die so what black people look at his life and say, whoa, I don't want to die like that, man. I'm putting this weed down, man. I'm putting this coke down. I'm putting this lean and Molly and Xanax. I'm putting it all down, man. But again, it's up to you, man. It's up to you. It's up to you if you take that sign, man. If you take that sign or you think, oh, well, I'm smarter than DMX, man. You know, I take the right amount of Molly, man. We'll see, man.
Right.
Someone gonna be that real quick in the book of Jude.
Jude chapter 7 and verse 1. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them.
And in this chapter, it's talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Sodom and Gomorrah was a city which comprised of 5 other homosexual cities. That makes sense. So 5 homosexual cities come together and made Sodom and Gomorrah. Like today, I think Northampton is comprised of loads of different towns. And together they make Northampton. In Northampton, you got what? Kettering. What else you got there? You got loads of cities anyway. Right. And together they make Northampton. Like, again, you got loads of cities. And together they make West Midlands, man.
Right.
You got Coventry. You got Birmingham. You got Wolves. All of them. You got lots more cities that come together that make up the West Midlands. Like in America, you got what? You got loads of cities that come together to make up one state. You got Phoenix, Arizona. You got Austin, Texas, Phoenix, Texas, Houston, Texas, Dallas, and they all make up that one state. Likewise, in this chapter, the Lord's talking about a famous old homosexual city, man, right, called Sodom and Gomorrah. And that city was burnt down by meteorites, man.
That's right.
That's what fire and brimstone is. It's meteorites. It's what when the sky rains meteorites. It's called a meteorite shower, man. But the Bible calls it fire and brimstone. Today they'll call it a meteorite shower. And the Lord rained fire and brimstone from heaven, man, from the clouds, from the sky, upon these homosexuals, man.
Right.
And in this chapter, Jude is talking about it and talking about why the Lord did that. Keep it in.
Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication.
And the reason why the Lord did it, because why? The people in the city gave themselves over to fornication, man.
That's right.
Fornication is unlawful sex, man. Don't listen to no Christian church. They will tell you that fornication is what? A man having 2 wives, a man having sex without putting a ring on a woman's finger. That's not fornication, man. Fornication is unlawful acts of sex, man. Having sex with a man's woman, that's fornication, man. A man having sex with a man is fornication, man. Right. A man having sex with a dog or an animal or chicken or whatever the case may be, that's fornication, man.
That's right.
A man having sex with his woman and she's on a period, man, that's fornication, man. Right. And this is what these people was doing in the land of Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Keep it in.
And going after strange flesh.
And going after strange flesh, man. What's strange? You're a man, you're lying down with a next man. That's strange flesh, man.
Right.
Strange to me. It's lucky, man. I only know one flesh, man.
That's right.
It's that soft flesh. That soft flesh talking about. You know, that soft flesh. I don't know about that tough flesh, man. I don't know about that nice soft flesh, man. So lucky. Keep it in.
I'll set forth an example.
And the Lord made him an example, man. What's the example, man? What's an example? Something that you can look at and say, okay, I don't want to. I saw what happened to them. I don't want to be that, man. The Lord made it rain fire and brimstone from heaven, man. I don't think you understand, man. Imagine in your house, man, and the roof just busts open and rocks are coming through your roof, man, and they're burning with fire, man. That will take your arm clean off, take your leg clean off, man. Imagine you're pushing your pram, and one of those go in your pram, man. That go for your windshield, man. And the Lord did that to people. Why? Because there was homosexuals, man. So lucky.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's what the Lord thinks about your LGBTQ parade, man.
That's right.
That's what the Lord thinks about. Well, every man got a right to choose. It's love, man. You can't wrong a man for that, man. The Lord says otherwise, man. Keep it in.
Suffering the vengeance of eternal fire.
And the Lord said he did that. So why? It will be an example, man. So you're supposed to read this Bible. You're supposed to read this Bible. Read about Sodom. Read about Gomorrah and say, I ain't going to no LGBTQ parade, man. I ain't going, man. So luck ya. I ain't going, man. You're supposed to see DMX, man, and say, I ain't sipping no lean, man. I'm going to use cough syrup for what it was made for, man. I'm going to use aspirin for what it was made for, man. I'm going to use these drugs for what it was made for, man. I'm not abusing these drugs, man. I'm going to use glue for what it was made for. I ain't sniffing no glue, man. You know what I mean? I ain't having no cough syrup and I ain't got a cough, man. That's why DMX died, man. So lucky. So why black man? So you can change, man. That's how merciful the Lord is, man. You're supposed to see that this brother was brain dead, man. You're supposed to say, I don't want to be brain dead, man. Forget what Young Ad says. Young Ad talking about popping Millie and I feel like I'm in space. I think you got a tune called UFO talking about I'm in space, man. You're supposed to listen, damn Young Ads, man. I ain't finna go out like DMX, man. So like, yo.
That's right. And also, just to add on to that, you know what I mean? He's dead, and you know, it is a sad thing, man. A man that was, you know what I mean? A man that he could rap, man. And his songs were tight, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He was really good at what he did. But you see lots of people online. I love DMX, RIP. But let me tell you something. If you really love him that much, you would put the weed down, man. You would put the whatever drug, ecstasy, crack, the pills, the mollies. If you love him as much as you say, then that love requires some action, man.
That's right.
And in that action, you got to put those drugs down, man.
That's right. Again, man, the Lord showing brother signs, man. What's that future tune about Percocets and Molly Percocets, man? Listen, man. We saw what they can do to you, man. And the Lord don't want you living like that, man. And let me show you something. What everybody don't care about black people's lives, and everybody wants to remember Prince Philip, but everybody wants to forget about black people, man. There was a 2-minute commemoration in Israel, man, in Tel Aviv, where everybody was remembering the Holocaust, man. But nobody wants to remember black people, man. Let me play that real quick. Look at that, man. In the whole land of Israel, man. The so-called Jew is in our land, beeping his horns for 2 minutes, man. Remembering the Holocaust. Meanwhile, the real Holocaust, everybody wants to forget about, man. Someone give me Job 8:8. The real Holocaust, everybody wants to forget about, man. Everybody wants to put it behind us. No one wants to remember it. It was in the past, forget about it. Oh, stop it, man. You're always speaking about that depressing stuff. Let's speak about something positive, man. So why is the so-called Jew remembering his Holocaust, man? All of Israel's making noise, having 2 minutes, man. Everyone knows for an atrocity, it's 1 minute silence. This man saying, damn that. I need 2 minutes, man. That's what he's saying. He's saying, I need 2 minutes, man. That's how great he thinks of himself. Meanwhile, black men, we hate ourselves so much. We want to forget about slavery, man. We want to put it in the past, man. We don't want to speak of it no more. We just want to just get on with it, marry their women, go to their jobs, and just forget about it, man. Like, read that for me.
This is Job. This is Job chapter 8 and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
Read that again.
For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age.
And this is what the Bible says, man. Inquire of the former age, man. If you inquire of the former age, that means ask questions, man. Ask questions of the former age. Ask questions of the past. Job didn't say forget about the past, man. Black man, while we're forgetting about our past, everyone remembers theirs. While we're forgetting about our past, everyone remembers the Holocaust, man. Everyone remembers World War I and World War II, man. Everyone remembers the Great Depression, man. Everyone remembers their history. And we're the only people told to forget our past. And we're the only people that actually want to forget our past, man. We actually want to forget our past, man. And that's why we don't know who our enemy is, because we're forgetting the past. We're forgetting about the lynchings. We're forgetting about cherry groves. And that's why our kids walk around not knowing who their enemy is, man. And then when the enemy offends us, we get offended. Like David Lammy. David Lammy got offended the other day. Damn near crying, man. Damn near on TV crying, man. So like you said, Shalom, so you how about some talking?
Hey, yeah, Shalom. What's going on, Hebrews?
There, sir. We got the warlord in the building. You know, we got the Akim there as well, sir. You know what I mean?
We're saying? Everybody inside. Where my boy, where my dog, my dupes, yeah, I mean, what's his name? Iripa.
Chupa Quataza.
What do
after the Quataza, give me a hand for his after this.
Listen, man. Give my shoulder. Boy, sir.
Boy, sir. He's coming soon, sir. You know.
Boy, sir.
We'll be there, sir. I'm just waiting to the death of Prince Philip. You know what I mean? Everyone's crying for Prince Philip. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, the Windrush had a hard life, man. Prince Philip had it well, man. The Prince of 3 countries. Was born a Prince.
Prince Philip is the that's the one who with the Queen, right?
Kind of one cancer.
That bitch, and she ain't dying for nothing, like.
It's luck, is it? Listen, I'm trying to see some new face on the money. I can't,
Like,
man.
God,
You know?
she going, you know, was he her only man, or she had one before?
For what I know, is the only man.
Is the only one? It looked like she listen, man. She just gonna recycle them niggas out.
Damn.
Like damn, everybody dying except her.
She died at 99 years old, man. So lucky. Me, my DMX died half his age. He said the man would have been 100 in a couple more months.
Who? This one who died here? The whatever his name is.
Philip, sir. Come on,
Philip. I keep thinking, just for some reason, I keep thinking Henry, you know. But it's Philip is his name.
Sir.
All right. Yeah, man. And I know I was listening to you all earlier on as I was coming in. And what you're saying about DMX is the truth. You know, like our people, we ain't really like we the only people who really, okay, we definitely love our celebrities a whole lot. You know what I mean? To a fault, even we might love them too much. You know what I mean? We love them too much. But as a people, one tragedy, it really affects us all in everything. Like the George Floyd thing, we all took, we all took part of it, part of the grief of that whole George Floyd situation. Any tragedy we suffer, we tend to share in the grief of it. And it's the same things when our athletes and stars gain something. You know what I mean? Like when Mayweather was fighting McGregor, boxing fans, it wasn't the only people backing Mayweather. It was a black versus white thing.
That's right.
When Deontay Wilder was fighting that next crackhead, it was a black versus white thing. So like it's damn near, like it shows we have, as a people, we have the we have it in us. We had the ability to come together. Like we have it. We had the ability to come together to suffer pain together and to celebrate together. Like if we could just translate all this energy for DMX, for Eric Garner, for George Floyd into the Passover, into unleavened bread, into not eating pork, not eating shrimp. If we could just translate it or capture it and just keep it going, like a snowball, like how a snowball, it starts off small and it get big.
Fall
into something huge. If we could just keep that shit going, like the nation would be born overnight. You know what I mean? But this thing here, it doesn't show me that we have it in us to come together on some stuff. We have it all the way in us. It just is going to take more sorrow. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's going to take a whole lot more sorrow. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to cut you all off mid-show. You know what I mean? I know y'all try to X out the show. Y'all, you know what I mean? Nobody ain't give my call. Ain't nobody saying, Cap, how you feeling? You all right? What's going on? What's going on with you? I had to crawl back in here halfway mid-show. It take DMX death to make me come on the show. Like, y'all don't listen to Quarters. Let me know if they're talking bad about me over there.
Yes, I'll definitely let you know, Captain.
Listen, Quarters, you sound like they get to you. I ain't like how you say that. They sound like you on their team.
You can hear me good now, Captain.
I hear you good.
Right. Yeah, man. We're just there,
Oh, shit. You know what time it is?
Okay.
I think I know what time it is. It's time for the...
Yeah, man. Run that one more time. One more time, brother. Yes, sir. This is the Officer Quatazar tuning into On the Ends Radio with the Boy Sir segment. What you got for me, Officer?
Boy Sir.
What you got for me? All right, man. The Taliban them take money from the mosque and them give it back, man. What's wrong with them? Should I give it to Commanding General YAHANNA, man?
That's right.
What's wrong with them? Why, sir? What's the mosque gonna do with that, man? Why? The mosque has been here for how many hundreds of years and they still ain't accomplished nothing for our people, man. We need to be in rulership, man. Give that money to Commanding General YAHANNA, man. Sure.
That's right. Boy,
What you got for me next? Boy, sir. She took the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and her face swell up. Boy, sir. I ain't heard of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Should have took the Pfizer vaccine, you know what I'm saying? She should have took the AstraZeneca. we need to ask Commanding General YAHANNA about this Johnson & Johnson vaccine, man. You might have to tune into Blackwatch Radio so we can break it down, because this sounds like some San Andreas vaccine. Yeah, man. This is this sounds like some
Grand Theft Auto vaccine.
Yo, trust me, Captain. I don't know about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, man. Yeah. What you got for me next?
Look.
Boy, sir, Prince Philip dead at 99 years old. Boy, sir, good riddance, man. What? Good riddance, man. Yo, I'm hearing that Queen. What name? Queen Elizabeth. She's ready to turn up right about now since she's been jumping on Tinder and them things there. Right now.
She's quite good life.
Trust me, I heard she's gonna be in the gym on Monday getting them glutes right, man. Body right, you know what I mean? Yo, this is Officer Quasar tuning out on the Ends Radio with the boys segment.
Go on, Quasar. Listen, Cole Younger say you need some time intro music for Boy Side. Listen, we gotta get a track for Boy Side. Listen, Karate say hear the song, man. Go ahead, song, man. Make a song.
Cool. You said it should never drum you out, you know. Never drum you out. I got it ready.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something straight, huh? This week, I went and take that Johnson & Johnson jab. Give me a hand. I went and get that Johnson & Johnson jab. The problem is I forget the jab back. that thing, it definitely okay. That Johnson & Johnson is that's the one shot. Now that broad there, put her back up. Put her back up on the screen.
Got one card.
Go ahead.
The broad's hiding from you.
Don't make her run now,
No, I got. She try to run away from me, but I got.
Don't make her run now. Right. Now, okay. She says she took the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I think she was with a Johnson and cheat on Johnson with another Johnson, and both of them fell on her. That looked like Johnson & Johnson vaccine to me. That looked like Johnson & Johnson put hands on you. That's what the hell that looked like. I took that Johnson & Johnson and it was just as the Lord described.
That's right.
It was perfect and on time. And I'm ready now. I have all the qualifications for the vaccine passport. You ain't stopping me. I don't care if Israel is the Lord of Hannah. If Israel is on Mars, I don't care. If they're in Phoenix, if they're in Alaska, if they're in Soweto, South Africa, wherever they're at, brother, I'm ready for the vaccine passport.
That's right.
Yes, I mean that Johnson & Johnson, just for anybody who want to know or who may not know, the Pfizer is the two-stage vaccine. The Johnson & Johnson is the one shot. You could drop a two out. The Johnson & Johnson is the one shot where the vaccine is different from the Pfizer vaccine. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine, it mimics the COVID virus itself. It has some spike quality. I forget how they really describe it, but it has a spike quality. And when that spike is introduced to your system, it appears to your system immediately like an attack. And your system reacts to the spike because what they're injecting you with, it mimics the COVID symptoms exactly. So your body is going to get used to it, get familiarized with it, and develop the antibodies for it, right? And the feeling after was very familiar to me because I tell you, I had that shit before anybody had it. I just didn't know. I didn't want to go in the goddamn hospital. but I for sure knew what it was the second time around. But my face ain't swell. I don't know what the hell she talking about.
So you say she probably got a reaction. You know, people get those, man. Sometimes it happens.
As far as as far as I know, the reaction is the symptoms. Them the COVID symptoms for the Johnson & Johnson. That's all the reactions I've been hearing. This swelling, like all this type of stuff, is internet clout and internet hype.
That's
people showing you the foot swell up with holes and it's all kind of bullshit. Stop being a goddamn drug addict. You ain't gonna have no holes in your foot. You know what I mean? Them track marks you trying to pass off as, a vaccine. No, that ain't what it is, man. That ain't what it is. Once again, this devil trying to make sure we don't get it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? He trying to make sure him alone, like they alone get it. They ain't got nothing to do, with us. Like right here in DC, them white people was going down in the black neighborhoods protesting, trying to get it before black people. Like that's how bad it is. You get me?
Color one, con.
That's how bad it is. So, you know what I mean? Go get the job, man. Just remember to job back. That's all. I took the job and I didn't swing. I just, all right, above and weave.
Yeah, we didn't block.
Yeah, I mean, but they say that's the natural. That's supposed to happen with the Johnson & Johnson. You're supposed to get that, 24 to 48 hours of the symptoms, and then you straight after that. So, you know what I mean? Bring on the vaccine passport, then.
That's right.
Bring on the vaccine passport, then. Let me come and mash up the place even more. Man.
It's lucky. So other news now. A brother that died in hospital, man. The brother called 999. That's the equivalent of US's 911 or Caribbean's 112. Is it 112? 112 Caribbean.
112, I believe. 112.
I guess the brother called 999. Why? Because he couldn't breathe. And guess where he was when he called 999? In the hospital, man. You meant to call 999 because you can't breathe because you're in your house. He was in the hospital, was ignored in the hospital, and had to call 999, man.
Right.
So I'm gonna show the brother right now. That's what we go. The brother's gasping for air in the one place where you're supposed to be safe, man. But again, we got a couple articles showing you that when you're black, they overlook you in the hospitals, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the brother right there, man, from Middlesex, man. Rang 999 after he was refused oxygen, man. That's the brother right there. It's luck, yeah. This was last week, 1st of April. This happened. Let me get the article right now.
So he was young. He looked like a young dude.
Come on, kind of young, but I feel like 18 or something like that.
Something around that. Yeah.
I said, are you able to see the writing, sir?
Yeah.
So it reads, parents of Charles and Betty Smith. So parents Charles and Betty Smith said their son had died in a tragic way, and they hope no other family would ever have to go through what they had. Charles Smith said they were hoping lessons could be learned, and added they would be requesting a full and transparent investigation into their son's death in hospital. The hospital's medical director, Emma Witcher, said the facility conducted an internal investigation into Smith's treatment, and it recognizes it should have been better.
And you know what? They're right, man. You want to know why? Because he should have got air when he wanted it, man. That is the best thing. What they could have done, man. You know what I mean? If he's asking for air, there's a logical reason why he needs air, man. And in hospitals, they got all kind of apparatus that can get you air. And you're telling me all of them in there, they couldn't let this man have one of them.
That's right.
One of them. Why? Because this man is a black man, man.
That's right.
The court heard that since Mr. Smith's death, North Middlesex Hospital now has dedicated ward for sickle cell patients. So now he's dead. Now they want to, do investigations and help people with sickle cells and so forth. And this is the brother's parents right here, man. The brother's poor parents can't see their son no more, man. Why? Because people in the hospital seem like when it comes to black people, they don't feel they have to do their job properly, man.
So okay, what was his why he couldn't get no air? What was his whole reason?
He said he asked for air and they refused to give him air. And then later on, you know, the brother Slacker said, I got a call at 9. 1 second. Slacker call 1 second, please. So they didn't give this boy oxygen. And I got another interview where my brother said that that's common. How when you're black, they seem to think that you got some high pain threshold, and you kind of get left in the back.
Right.
So like, is it okay if I get the call real quick, sir?
Yeah, please.
All right, Shalom caller. Have you got a question or comment?
What it is, right? A lot of the hospitals think if you've got a sickle cell crisis, right, that you're a junkie, and they won't treat you, and they won't listen to anything you say. So no matter what he did while he was in pain, they would not have helped him. There's been many cases like this. Our children have gone into comas, right? Right now, this one's been highlighted, but other people have died over the same thing because they will not treat you. Right? And the only thing they can do, they were meant to give him air. They were meant to give him a blood transfusion. They were meant to put him on morphine until he got the blood transfusion. But they won't do it. Right? And if you told them you got sickle cell, right, I've actually heard a white doctor say, right, how did you contract sickle cell? When did you get that disease? Right? And if you can't contract it, it's ridiculous. They just don't know. And also in England, 80% of all doctors think that black people can handle more pain than white people.
Good night.
So I call you, right? We're about to play a video where a woman says just that. They think that black people got a high pain threshold. So when we complain about, I'm in pain, they feel, it's fine. And listen, what is that crazy? That's not crazy. A policeman had his foot on George Floyd's neck, and when George Floyd gasping for air, the police say, he's leaving, it's fine. They all say that. We say we're in the back of police cars with the cuffs are tight, and we say, officer, loosen the cuffs, and they go, it's fine, man, he's lying. They all say that, he's saying that, man. They seem to think that black men can take a high pain, that we can take some high pain threshold. When that ain't the case, man, we're human, like everybody else, man.
That's right.
But they seem to think that we're some animals,
That's
man.
right.
But anything else you want to say on that, Paula?
No, that was it.
All right,
right. All right, Lord in Christ, yeah?
Oh, Lord in Christ, Pastor calling, yeah?
Yeah.
Shalom. And Shalom, sir, I watched a documentary just the other day, man. And it was conducted by a brother, and he said just the same thing. This is a documentary right here, man. Let me turn it up.
Dr. Douglas.
Yes, I am.
I don't know whether we can actually do our elbows, but we'll just say hi.
Okay, hi, yes.
Dr. Jenny Douglas is a public health expert and a senior lecturer at the Open University who has spent decades researching racial inequality in our health services.
Black people have experienced discrimination and racism, certainly for the last 40 years, in terms of health services. And I think people have not wanted to recognise that this is happening.
In what ways would you say that they've experienced that racism? How has it kind of manifested itself?
My work has focused very much on black women, and I think there are stereotypes about black women being more aggressive. They're not being listened to when they're in pain. The health professionals think that they're over-exaggerating their pain, and they're turned away, or they themselves fear seeking treatment because they're going to receive poor treatment. These are matters of life and death. A report that was published 2 years ago highlighted that black women were 5 times more likely to die in pregnancy and childbirth.
5 times more likely to die in childbirth.
It's horrifying.
That's extraordinary.
And we shouldn't have a situation like this.
That's really sad and disgraceful.
Time and time again, black women said to me they weren't listened to. They had been in hospital, they'd had their babies, they didn't feel well, and they were sent home. and they had to be rushed back into hospital because, you know, there was something wrong. Now, they knew there was something wrong, and they tried to tell, you know, the kind of health professionals that there was something wrong. But often they don't hear us. They don't listen to us.
The idea that poor treatment, or the fear of poor treatment, contributes to black women being at 5 times the risk of dying in pregnancy and childbirth is a scandalous example of health inequality. Dr. Douglas wants me to meet Sylvia, whose daughter died giving birth 5 years ago.
Her name was Delissa. She was 26 years old. She was having her first child. She loved children. She found out very early that she was having a little girl, and that's what she really wanted. Delissa presented at the hospital the day before she died in a lot of pain. She was 1 centimeter dilated. They said that she's in early labor, and the doctor that examined her said that, you know, the reason why the baby's head hadn't engaged was because black women's pelvises are different than white women's. And so therefore the baby would not be engaged. Well, you know, as a mum, I found that really strange because I've had several children. I know the first child that you have, baby's head engages in early labor. They sent her home. Delissa went into full-blown labor in the early hours. We took her back to the hospital. She was 9 centimeters when she got there. Delissa was rushed for emergency cesarean, and she did not recover from that cesarean. The cause of death was pregnancy, but there were errors in her care. If somebody...
Damn. And that's how it is when you're black, man.
Yeah.
Everyone think that you're some big animal, you're some big gorilla. You can handle this pain. We'll do you later. And whenever you scream for pain and say, "Oh, he's just saying that, man." He wants some attention. He wants us to loosen the cuffs. He wants us to come off his neck. You know, Eric Garner was saying, "Stop choking me." Oh, he's just saying that. He wants some good treatment. That's all it is, man. Not knowing that shit, I can't breathe. You get off my neck, man. Right. The brother said, "I can't breathe. Give me some oxygen." Oh, he's just saying that, man. He's just trying to make our lives hard, man. How is it when it comes to black people, everybody feels like they don't have to do their job, man? Right. I thought the NHS was supposed to provide a good service, but when it comes to black people, no one believes. Salakia. Die in the COVID cuff, Salakia. Die in the COVID. Everyone seems to think that they don't have to provide a service for black people, man. You go to these super stores and whatnot, people talk to you how they want you.
Right.
You go to the doctors, he's talking to you anyhow. That's because when you're black, people talk to you how you want, man. People, even though they're supposed to be providing a service, when it comes to you, they believe, "Oh, no, I ain't gonna provide it for him, man."
That's right.
And that's what it is when you're black, man. So lucky, man. You know what I mean? So what's the next topic we're going to?
Yeah. I was just looking for this here. I have a book here. I know some of your brothers heard me refer to it before. It's a book called Medical Apartheid, right? It's a look at the dark history of medical experimentation on black Americans from colonial times to the present. And this book talks about the birth of the gynecology discipline. I forget the damn doctor's name, who is the father of gynecology.
Is it the one that made he made the apparatus for the smear test? And to this day, they use his
they still use it. I forget his name. Sims, J. Marion Sims, right? And it talks about him, but there's another account in here about this slave who was he was about 45 years old, and he couldn't work because he had a toothache, right? He had a toothache, and he would constantly tell his slave master about this toothache, and it was giving him so much, pain. And because, of course, the common thing is that these slaves are not human, that these slaves are halfway animals, that we could take more pain. And it turns out that the brother had cancer in his jaw, and it was not big. But because of how they look at us, a lot of our ailments go undetected and untreated. So what happens is we end up dying at a higher rate of the same ailments that go towards white people and heathens. You get the point? Just like case in point, COVID. COVID started in Wuhan. It was made in China. It is the Chinese disease. It wasn't made nowhere else. And if we were more segregated as a people, if there was still so much segregation, like go to the back of the bus, whites only, if it was really more of that, COVID would not have spread to us the way it did. Now that we started getting it, the treatment is what made it kill us at a higher rate than others. Not the fact that it's a disease or it's a sickness that is attracted to us. It's the fact of every other thing affecting us. When it was the crack epidemic, right? When it was the crack epidemic, the same thing DMX was singing about. They was fine with it. War on drugs. We're gonna lock up every black person. Now, when their sons and daughters get hooked on it, and it's called the opioid crisis, they changed the name. The same drug abuse problem, they changed the name. Now it's the opioid crisis. Why the opioid crisis? Because white people could go get prescription drugs easier than black people. Because your doctors and your RNs and your pharmacists, they will more likely refill a pain prescription or Oxycontin prescription for somebody white than somebody black, because of course, nigga, you could take some pain. You built for pain. Look at you. Look at how you live. Look at your people. Look at what you've been through. You could take pain. If you want more Oxycontin, you trying to get high. You not in pain. But if a white man wants more Oxycontin, he's really in pain. He's not trying to get high, when it's just absolutely the opposite.
That's
right. And because of that, they have now opioid epidemic. You get me? You have all them little meth heads and crackheads. I know they're building they having labs and stations where they could go get high, supervised by nurses. Well, I forget what they call them, but they have these little clinics where you could check in and get your meth and your Oxycontin at a lower dosage, enough to keep you high, but you get to stay there and they can monitor you and help wean you off of drugs. Meanwhile, when crack was affecting our community, they didn't do none of that for us.
We got a dose kicked in.
DMX lived to what, 50 years old?
Kind of one kind.
Right? And there was no intervention, there was no law, there was no legislation passed to help DMX get off it, to wash him clean. Like, because again, his people could take pain. We could OD 2 and 3 different times, and that'll be fine. You know what I mean? But let that had happened to some white man or some white woman, it would be all sorts of, legislation, and they'll be talking about them in the award shows. We need to do something about all these drugs, all these prescription drugs. But when it comes to us, we don't get the same thing that they give their people. You know what I mean? I was so heavy, if I could, just to go on a little bit more, it was so heavy what he was bringing up about DMX before with that song you had where he said, Lord, give me a sign. Right? When he said that Lord, give me a sign, like, no, that's the sign. Okay, remember, he's an Israelite, and he was a poet down there at heart. You know what I mean? Like, anybody who listens to his music know that's straight up and down poetry.
That's right.
Up and down poetry. Like, you can't mimic that. You can't, reproduce that nowhere else. I don't care which white poet or I don't know, laureate or however you want to describe them, Nobel Prize winner, whoever you bring. I don't care whoever you bring. You can't repeat the stuff that he says or the way he says it or the pain he puts into his songs once again, because only we experience that type of pain that they try to deny us. Like, the pain is in our music. The pain is in our music so much where you listen to it, you could feel damn near what this person is feeling. Right? I don't know what you bring all the famous people, the Edgar Allan Poe, who they like to, always like to celebrate. They have another one in America they always like to call. They always like to pull up on. I forget his goddamn name.
Like you said, that my first DMX album I ever bought, man. It must have been like 12, man.
I think that's everybody. That's everybody first one. I think that's where we know him from. And like as you say, like that song, Lord, give me a sign. That is so much more deeper, because there's a scripture where it's saying what he's saying. Who knows about it? Come on now. I only been gone a few weeks.
So like the scripture saying what DMX is saying.
Yeah.
Lord, give me.
Is it Ezra? Second Ezra?
Nah.
Is it Christ when he's like, if it be thy will, let the cup pass on me?
Nah, not even.
Oh, is it Gideon when he's like, give me a sign if it rains on the cotton, then you're with me, or?
No, not that one. Not that one I'm thinking about. Not that one I'm thinking about.
So lucky said, is it when Yahushua said that and wicked and adulterous generation look us for a sign?
Nope. Not that one. Not that one I'm thinking about. That's a good one too, but in this context, that wouldn't apply. Right? That wouldn't apply. Okay, maybe I worded it wrong, or maybe it might a little bit be off in your head. But Lazarus, when the rich man Lazarus, right? Lazarus and the rich man.
Oh,
find me when the rich man died. Find me that part where he was laying in Abraham's bosom.
Luke 16.
Right? Find me that part right there, because brother, that song alone, the fact that he would say it, and now he is the sign.
That's right.
Right now, DMX is that sign that he was asking the Lord for. You understand? He is a sign for the rest of us who so-called loved him so much and appreciated his music. Now we better learn from it, or else his death would have been in vain. And I don't expect us to do it, because, of course, greater men have fell than him, namely our King Yahushua, and that doesn't mean anything to the average Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. That means nothing. We don't change our lives for that. Everybody loved Martin Luther King, right? Loved him to death. White people murdered Martin Luther King, and what did we do? Go join white people.
That's right.
We don't love Martin Luther King.
We
don't love him. You get the point? If we did, we would separate from the people who killed him.
That's right. Actually, it's heavy.
The point we would do it. You know what I mean? You have the scripture.
What is it?
16 and 19.
Please.
This is Luke chapter 16 and verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fed sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus.
Okay, skip me down. You all know, everybody know the part of the rich man and Lazarus, right? I'm gonna skip that part because that's not the context. That's not what I want. Skip me down to where the rich man died and was in Abraham's bosom.
Verse 24, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my.
Right. Why is he asking? Why is he asking for Lazarus to come have mercy on him?
Because he treated Lazarus bad in the before, so he wants mercy.
Well, more so that Lazarus, as they switch roles, remember they switch positions. Lazarus is now the rich man, and now he's begging for mercy from somebody in power, right? Go ahead.
And cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Right. So now he gets to understand it. Right. Before they just switched positions. So now he's asking for help from the rich man, who is Lazarus. And Lazarus is now the powerful one. So Abraham telling him, listen, man, you remember before you was given good things and Lazarus was given evil things. Now it's your turn to suffer. Go ahead.
And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed. So that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence.
So now he's saying, besides all of that, there is a great gulf fixed between us. What does that mean?
So like I don't. Is it saying that like that scripture where it goes, our sins have drifted us, had parted us from the Most High.
You answered.
He's saying because he's so wicked, he could never cross over.
Okay, yes, but in this part is not so much the wicked part. It's describing the distance between the rich and the poor. Like the life between the rich and the poor in our kingdom is so vast. There's no way we could meet.
Oh,
and that's why the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. Because the rich, he's saying there's a great gulf fixed, like it's fixed. There's no way to bridge that gap. The rich has to keep hating the poor, and the poor is always going to suffer under the rich. There's no way it's going to happen where the two can meet and come together, and the rich would now help the poor. Yes, and there's a great gulf fixed. That's why once you go into politics and you start moving up into politics, part of your ascension up is to keep poor people down.
That's right.
That's right.
You understand? No matter how much. That's why I.S.U.P.K, when I.S.U.P.K made that deal with Trump, what was part of the deal? Anybody remember?
Sadiq said.
Go ahead.
If I'm right, that with the Mexicans that like they was not allowed to enter or something like that.
No, it would definitely affect I.S.U.P.K, but it wasn't worded like that. Part of that $400 million deal was that I forget how much percent was supposed to go towards the police department in urban cities, meaning he was going to fund for more police to be in urban cities. Urban cities meaning where black people live, in a city. So in essence, for you to get this bailout that you want, this $400 million big baller bailout, you would have to agree to give some funding to the oppression of your own people. That's the only way it happens. So there's a great gulf fixed. So that's what Abraham is describing between the rich and the poor, right? Now, what does this have to do with DMX? We'll see. Read on.
Then he said, I pray thee, therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment.
All right, so now what is he asking? Being that, Lazarus can't come to him and he can't go to Lazarus, what is he asking Abraham for?
A sign.
No, read it one more time.
For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also...
Hold on. Read it one more time. Then he said, verse 27.
Verse 27, then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house.
Right, so he's saying, go ahead.
For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment.
All right, what is he saying?
So he's saying, send Lazarus to my family. I got 5 brothers. I want him to go back and, warn my brothers that, to change their life, because I don't want them to be how I am right now.
To stop, he wants them to what? Stop oppressing poor people.
Come on.
Right.
Stop being a wicked, oppressive, tyrannical bastard to
That's
the
right.
poor of your own people. So he want them there because he want them warned. He want them to get a sign.
That's right.
He can't come give it to them himself. So he want them to get a sign. Go ahead. So it's the same way like how you refer to the song DMX said, Lord, give me a sign. Everybody know DMX this, RIP DMX. Big up DMX this. He had a song, Lord, give me a sign. Let's see what the Lord said. Read.
Abraham saith unto him, they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them.
Say it again.
Abraham saith unto him, they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them.
Say it one more time.
Abraham saith unto him, they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them.
What does that mean?
Like I said, he's saying they got the Bible, man. He's saying that you want Lazarus to warn them about stop being a tyrant to your brothers, when the Bible says don't be a tyrant to your brothers.
Right.
Give me it a little bit more. Drive it all the way home. Let me hear you.
Basically, what he's saying is the Bible's the sign. That's what he's saying in short.
Drive it home. We talking. Remember, relating this to DMX. Drive it home.
Like you want the Lord to come down from heaven and tell you not to take drugs when really DMX's death is supposed to tell you not to take drugs.
You on it, boy. You on it. Anybody else? Quatiza, Parasha?
All right. So, all right. Is it that with a sign is in a Bible, meaning you want something direct when it's in there for you already?
What is the sign of DMX death?
That sorry.
Dumgoba, come on.
The sign would be don't be a drug addict.
Say it again.
The sign would be don't be a drug addict.
And what else?
Or you're gonna die like DMX.
Well, the drug addict is one half of the coin. What's the other half?
The other half is
where do the drug addicts get the drugs from?
Drug dealers.
So the other half would be what?
Get rid. There shouldn't be no drug dealers to make.
That's the sign. The sign of DMX death is don't be a drug addict and don't be a drug dealer. Now, with that said, who is telling you that sign?
The Bible, sir.
No. Dumgoba. Who is the only people saying that sign today?
I.S.U.P.K.
Give him a hand. Listen, Abraham did not tell Lazarus they have the Torah.
That's right.
He said what? They have Moses and the prophets, which of course is the Bible, but he's saying the prophets. The prophets are alive today. The sign of DMX death is I.S.U.P.K. telling you, do not be a drug addict.
That's right.
Not be a drug dealer anymore. That's the sign. Lord, give me a sign. Here's the sign. Stop being a goddamn drug addict. This brother was a drug addict not because he enjoyed it, but because he lived a life of abuse and pain. And I guarantee you, brother, I'm sure he sat down with psychiatrists and all of that, and they probably might bring it out later. This brother, I'm guaranteed, was abused sexually badly. I guarantee you that. I guarantee it. You understand? He would live a life of pain. He said, I think his first taste of drugs, he was a teenager and somebody set him up with the drugs. You understand? Somebody set him up with the drugs. You get the point? Somebody was saying something?
Yeah, I think he was 13 from a documentary that I watched. Pretty young.
Something like that. And somebody, think about it. Think about the environment you in for somebody to do that to you. Think about what else they'll do to you.
That's right.
You understand? Think about what else they'll put you through. His whole life was about pain. You understand? Meanwhile, you popping Molly's and Xanax because your life is great. Because your life is so good. You are Instagram this and Instagram that. Why you think no matter how much money he have, he always got into trouble? Because his life was about pain.
That's right.
Pain and suffering. So now he's dead and everybody is sad. And Lord be with him and his family. They done made a mockery of him with Oprah and not Oprah. What's the broad name? YAHANNA Van Zandt. That's her name. YAHANNA Van Zandt with making your life over. When did she make that brother and his family and his sons and them go against him and talk all this shit to him? And when he finally bucked, like, why are you doing this to me? They make it seem like he crazy. He wasn't crazy.
That's right.
He wasn't crazy. Y'all just don't understand how hard it is to be a black man after surviving whatever he survived and not being in the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
That was his biggest fault, not being in the care of Commanding General YAHANNA. That was his biggest transgression. Go ahead, Art.
DMX also said that his mom abused him. She knocked his 2 front teeth out with a broom. And then a part of his story was that he was so low and depressed that he used to walk the street and he used to make friends with the stray dogs, meaning the pets. So he used to make friends with the stray dogs, and he believed that the dogs was the only people there for him. So he kind of did have a rough life when you read about him.
Listen, he kind of did. He did have a rough life. Have an extremely rough life. No rougher than you or I are.
That's right.
The difference between him and us is that we have a man who we all call a father called Commanding General YAHANNA, and he did not have that opportunity.
That's right.
He was not so fortunate, and Lord be with him. However, we will learn from him. We will learn from him that you cannot be in this world and be a drug dealer or a drug addict. Every drug dealer is supposed to be convicted in his spirit right now. If you love DMX, you love DMX so goddamn much, but you selling the same thing that killed him, that destroyed his brother. You a goddamn drug addict. You get some strength and get off of it before you end up like him.
That's right.
You understand? Get some strength and get off of it before you end up like him. It wasn't the vaccine that killed him.
That's right.
Listen, you looking at two brothers right now. I think two, right? Anybody
That's
else
right,
didn't take the vaccine yet?
A couple sisters in the school. But,
Right, there were two sisters in the school, and you have two brothers on screen right now who just took the vaccine. We ain't dead. The vaccine didn't kill that brother. Right? He came to an end because of the life he lived in oppression. The sign is the I.S.U.P.K. That's the sign.
Right.
Moses and the prophets. Go ahead.
Don't the scripture say the Lord set up an end sign since we're talking about signs? And that's the sign right there.
Give it to me, right? Give it to me. In the meantime, I definitely want to give honor to a prophet up in here who is absolutely certified and been certified and is always thorough and always solid. Dumguba, please adjust this camera for me. If I could adjust this camera real quick, Quataza. See that brother in the corner there with that red, burgundy or red? The red and gold headpiece. Burgundy. This knock is we all in the same spirit. I don't know why the hell I put on this today, but shit. I didn't see you all before I put this on, but that we all in the right spirit. Dumguba been a brother down from day one. I'm talking about when Parashia making them tapes in his room by himself. Then came Karathia, then came Dumguba. And once Dumguba locked in, Dumguba locked all the way in. Dumguba understands what it takes to raise up black people. And Dumguba is one of the most patient brothers, kind brothers, extremely wise in this truth. Extremely wise in how he deals with brothers. Even he moves with so much honor and integrity. Brothers in the street who knew him from his former life, brothers and sisters, would come to him to solve and judge over their problems. And Dumguba would do it with no fallout. Meaning what? When he says, okay, go do this or do that, or you could do this, but don't do that, there's no other action, there's no other adverse situations that comes from his counsel. They take it and the thing gets solved and it's dead. And Dumguba done come up in here and been an extreme help. Dumguba is damn near the man single-handedly been bringing the UK over to America under Captain Parashia, right? Organizing everything, staying on top of it, taking calls back and forth to America, to UK, organizing it so much so Parashia don't have to think about it twice again. You understand? He always there, rocking the thing out, doing his classes, up in the camp, rocking and rolling, making things happen. And brother, you are absolute assets in this work, and we for sure, grateful to have you sitting here with the rest of us and the brothers. I know I'm grateful to have you up in here, brother, all the time, always. And your work tonight definitely I definitely want to recognize you before everybody tonight. From tonight on, brother, stand up for a second. Brushing it with my oil. Grab it quickly. Yeah, Quarters, raise that camera up a little bit, brother. Yeah, raise it up a little bit more. A little bit more. You know what I mean? Don't wipe no tears there, no Dumguba. Don't wipe no tears there. Keep that shit gangster. You know what I mean? This brother right here, y'all don't know, he's humble and calm and cool and collected. But this brother is a mighty man, the work of the Lord under Commander John YAHANNA. And without him, and this is not idle boast, or this ain't no old talk. Without him, we could not build the UK. Without Officer Dumguba, this could not be done. Without these three brothers here, and this is not slighting any other brother over there. Y'all all know I love you all to death, and all the sisters over there. But these three brothers here, they came forward, brother, in a time where it was not popular to come forward. They came forward in a time where it was not Dumguba, brother. Tonight, brother, you will no longer be, what's your rank now?
1,000, sir.
Yeah, them days done. Them days done. Tonight you will be an officer of 5,000 moving forward in the world. You are an officer of 5,000, and you absolutely deserve it. You work hard up in here and rock and roll and have proven to be so reliable, brother. I mean, I just asked a question and Dungaba could run everything down. I'm back and forth trying to figure out how I could get UK over. And he's giving me the update straight from Boris' mouth. As soon as it's up right here, I can't ask for nothing better than that. And listen, he's been like this since he was a trooper. He's been this reliable. He's been this, disciplined and focused. Never really veering to the left or to the right, just straight down the middle. Pour some oil on that brother head. Get that thing going, Get that thing going, brother. Y'all rock with me here. Y'all, let's stand up. Let's make sure and say the prayer for this brother right here. All right, only myself, Parashi, and Karathia. Dumgaba, stand off to the side. Turn that camera on the brother a little bit more. All right, only 3 precinct. Parashi, y'all can stay right there. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Wayashamarka.
Wayashamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Hasha Yahweh.
Hasha Yahweh.
Panyawa.
Panyawa.
Alyaka.
Alyaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magan.
Magan.
Hagan.
Hagan.
Dungaba.
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 Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
The water Aman.
The water Aman.
What we just said in the English was Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. In the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, and shield and protect Officer Dumgaba. In the name of Yahweh Shai to Wada and Aman. Congratulations, man. Listen, man. Kwam ya shala.
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 Let's take a quick break. Let Dumgaba go cry and come on back.
The Lord loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I will come and deliver them broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to
Yo, niggas ain't tough. Yo, niggas ain't tough.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim Shah Brakatha. Yahweh Shema Allah Thug Bashim Shah to all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000 and called up a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite School of UPK under Commander Junior Hunt.
And you know we not no cowards. Oh, you on that?
Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on. I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander YAHANNA under the I.S.U.P.K. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
2021 I.S.U.P.K. 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Got it out the mud, straight up out the base. The world done made me crazy. The world done turned crazy. You dealing with the men at war. We at war. I'm siding with the Lord of course. On one accord. We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go.
All right, let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up.
So, like I said, how do you switch sides? Anyway.
Young grass. See, young grasshopper.
That side suits you better.
This level of kung fu requires much training, grasshopper.
Nah, man. That's my side, like that side there, man. So,
you remember that side?
Yeah, man. It suits better. Catch them, man. The girl them to love it.
Boy.
The girl them to the love. The girl them to the love, man. That side.
Boy, sir. Boy, sir. John, no, sir. All right.
Yeah, man. See? The girl, see?
You better
10 likes already. 10 likes already. Come on. You can't switch up the thing.
Hey, listen, ain't no sweat. I feel that.
So, like I said, we got a caller.
Please.
Shalom, caller, you got a question or comment?
Yeah, shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Shalom, how you brothers doing? Everybody good over there?
Yeah, man.
How you holding on with the corona in England?
Oh, we're good, man. You know, corona ain't touching none of these brothers here, man. Right. You know, I'm going to last, man. That's right. You brothers are protected.
Thanks God. Well, sir, I call in because I had a question. Last Thursday there was the topic of when people die, what about that, and I had a question, and it is like, if I kill somebody, if a person kills somebody, how because, and I say it and I ask it with in mind, we know that God gives life and He takes life. So I'm like, if I kill someone, then He allowed me to kill that person, And I'm like, what's going on there? Did He allow a demon to allow me to kill the person? Explain to me a little bit. How is that? How should I understand that?
I got you. Where this call coming from?
Netherlands, sir.
This brother's in Netherlands?
Caller one can, sir.
Is he still on?
Caller one can.
Caller, this call is from Netherlands?
Sir.
Big up Netherlands, man. Big up Netherlands inside, man. Always supported. Okay, if I could, pull the scripture for me with the Lord authorizing all death and life on the earth. Right? The brother's question, if anybody didn't hear, let me just repeat the question, all right, brother, and let me know if I got it correct. You asking, let's say somebody kills somebody else, right? Somebody murders someone. Say again?
I say we can take like me, for example.
Okay. And if this is this a case of self-defense or you just kill someone?
It can be both,
Okay, no sweat. Let's do both cases then. All right. So let's knock one out already. Give me. Let's get it in the Bible. All right. Give me.
We got one in Samuel, sir. Holding one.
Not that one. Not that one. First, give me Exodus 20 and 13. All right, give me Exodus 20 and 13 first.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
All right, thou shalt not kill. That's one of the laws of the Most High. Thou shalt not kill. Kill here is to murder, right? Kill here is to murder. The Hebrew is ratazak or ratazakah. I believe it's ratazak. Kill here means to murder. Murdering is against God's laws.
That's right.
All right. To murder is against God's laws. If you murder someone, you're sinning, and the Lord is going to punish you for it. Right.
That's
You
right.
should never murder anyone. Now, if it is now with the precept you but the precept you raised about the Lord allows it. Give me that one. Give me the one in Samuel. In fact,
First Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
Right, the Lord kill it and make it alive. Right, he take it down to the grave and he bring it up. Meaning to take down to the grave, meaning he'll kill you, like how you go down in a grave after you die, and he'll bring you up from the grave. Meaning you get, if you come back on the earth, you come back because of his saying. So now, with that said, if you go murder somebody, that's definitely not what the Lord wants you to do. You listen to Satan. You let them demons kill you, not him. You understand? He didn't do it. If that was the case, you would be able to blame the Lord for everything that, we would be able to blame the Lord for everything we did wrong. And, of course, the homosexual community would have a field day with something like that. If that's the case, then, how the hell the Lord could put, laws against homosexuality when he's the one causing it? He's not causing it. A homosexual, he's full of lust and disgustingness and want, to abuse himself with mankind. So he listens to the demons talking to him, and he goes and do something he shouldn't do, and then the Lord gives him AIDS. You understand? And the Lord does he suffers something horrible that would equate to death. So that's it on that part. On the murder side, thou shalt not murder. You're not listening to the Lord, then you're listening to Satan. On the self-defense side, you are allowed to defend yourself as much as possible, with reason. Anybody knows the scripture? Is the brother hearing me so far?
They call it I.S.U.P.K.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you following me so far?
Yes, I'm listening, but I don't want to interrupt, so I'm fighting to withhold my revolts or questions.
I got you.
Maybe you answered it before.
I got you. Let me finish this one, and then you could reply. All right. Yeah. Anybody knows the other one?
Let him sell his cloak and get a sword.
Nope.
Or was it when the centurions tried to grab Christ? Peter cut one of the ears off.
No, because Peter did his job. It was just that he wasn't supposed to do it then. And that's how Satan would play with you. Satan would play with you in a way where you think it's the right thing you're doing because all your training and protocol says it's right. But you don't know the mission. Like Peter was right to defend Christ there. However, he was wrong because now he's now putting in Christ's head that he doesn't have to go on the cross. And Christ knows he has to go on the cross. So that's why Christ said, get behind thee, Satan, because now he's tempting him to say, you know what? Let's just kill everybody here and roll out. They're attacking us. We could kill them and roll. But Christ knew this was his time. You get the point?
I don't want Khan.
It's different. It's in the law where if a man breaks into your house, right? If a man breaks into your house, I believe if it's the daytime, if morning come, you can't go look for him for blood. But if he breaks into your house under the cover of night and you don't know, and you strike him and he dies, it's not murder. Because you didn't know, you didn't see who it was. You wake up at night and somebody in your house, something happened, you end up hitting him. But if the sun come up and you go after him and you strike him and he die, that's murder.
That's right.
Like the scripture even protects the thief. You understand? It even protects a thief. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse 2.
Please.
If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. If the sun
Where you at? 22 and what?
22 and verse 2.
Okay, go ahead.
If the sun be risen up,
read it again from the top.
If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him.
Uh-huh.
If the sun be risen upon him, there shall no be blood. There shall be blood.
Read it one more time. Read it one more time.
If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him, for he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft.
Right. So now, if a thief be found breaking up, and he be smitten that he died, there should be no blood shed for him. Meaning he get caught in the act. You get the point? He get caught breaking into your place, breaking up. Something happened, you smite him, you get, you know how it is in the islands. Somebody get caught breaking in, the whole neighborhood is going to tie you to a post and beat you until the police come.
That's right.
That happens. You get the point? Somebody hears something about you, you had to deal with you damn near praying for the cops to show up before the neighborhood get through with you. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Now, if the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him, right? Before he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. Meaning this, if the sun come up and you could see who this is, you don't have to go kill him. All you have to do is go say, hey, I saw him doing here. And of course, the priest going to come and try the whole situation and he going to make restitution for his theft. But if you kill him and you know you see him and you purposely kill him, then blood going to be shed for him. Because why? Now you went and committed murder versus self-defense. Right. You get the point? Like even the Lord protects the thief. You get the point? He makes a way back because, some now, bro, hard times for them. I'm not excusing thievery, but the Lord understands certain things. And he understands that like stealing something is not death. It's not, it's not grievous bodily harm. You could make restitution for that. You could go and pay for that back and you could change your life around. You understand? Remember, the Lord is a parent. Imagine a brother stealing from another brother, or a sister stealing from a brother stealing from a sister. If you're a parent, you're going to punish the one who steals. You're not going to break their arm.
That's right.
You get the point? That's what it is. But if something go missing and we don't know who the hell it is, that's something different. But the Lord is trying to keep his nation together. So he's making a clear distinction here between you defending yourself. That's when you smite him in the cover at night, or when you caught him in the act, he tried to run away, you try to get away. He throws some blows, you throw two more, and he die. That's not murder. There's no blood will be shed for him in that situation. But the sun rise, and you know who this is, you see him, and you still shed blood, blood will be shed for him. Because he could have made restitution for it. He could have made it right. He could have what? If thy brother offend, he go to him and bring him before the council. You could have brought it up, and he could have made it right between you all, and that be that. You didn't have to destroy a life. So that's it. There's a clear difference between self-defense and murder. In the self-defense case, the Lord has a provision for it. In murder, the Lord, there's no provision for that. You are going to pay. However, now, in some cases, the Lord gave specific orders to kill specific people. That's not murder. That's not self-defense. That's an act of God.
That's right. That's right.
You get the point? Done by human hands specifically. The Lord told Israel, go drive the heathens out of the land of Canaan. We did. The Lord told the angel of death, pass through the land of Egypt, pass over Israel with the blood on the doorpost, but kill everybody else. Give me some more. The Lord told Saul, go kill the whole house of Amalek. Saul disobeyed. Saul disobeyed, and the Lord dropped him from being the king and then made him suffer a horrible, humiliating death for not killing someone. Now, that's the bigger thing. The question here is not whether you murder someone is right or wrong. The question is, did the Lord want this to happen? The Lord wanted Saul to kill everybody, including the king. Saul killed everybody except the king and the goats. Saul died horribly for it. You get the point? You understand, brother?
Salaki, can I say no? No?
Please go ahead. But hold on, did you understand what I was saying?
Yeah, yes, I understand what you were saying, but then coming exactly on my question, you know.
Okay,
because,
come on with
you
it.
know, we have to give the Lord all honor and glory, right? And we clearly say, I'm trying to find the scripture right now, but I can't. It's in Isaiah. Help me out. It's in Isaiah somewhere around 40 or 45, something like that. You know, it's like when I'm reading it, it's like, you know, like someone is banging on his chest and saying, "I do this. I'm the man." You know, I make a life and I take the life. I cure and I make sick. You know, and then when you know, and if it's wrong or good or bad, I killed you. How did that work? The Lord take your life away. You know, was it planned for you to die that day, or did you do something wrong that He allowed He to kill you that day? You understand? Not if what is a right.
Okay, say that last part. Okay, could you repeat? Hold on 1 second now. Could you repeat it from when you said somebody's banging on his chest? I kill and I make alive. Could you repeat it from then?
Yes, I was referring to the verse I read in the Bible, and it's in Isaiah around 40 or 45. Read it for you, but when I read it, it sounded like, you know, like someone is banging on his chest, you know, and making it clear that I give life and I take it. I bring good and I bring bad. I created darkness and I created light. You know, and all of this is I'm asking because, you know, I was in a conversation with a brother of me here, and you know, and he asked me like, if someone if you know that someone is coming to kill you, what would you do? You know, and I told them like, yeah, I wouldn't go out and search for him, you know, because something like that is coming out of fear. You know, you fearing that he might do something to you, of, you know, so then you acting out of fear. But if the man is literally in front of me, you know, I'm gonna shoot back. You understand? And now I'm trying to make sure that what I say was right by, you know, like asking you it, because I say it, they have like how you jump it up and down, or how you turned it around, of God took their life away because He is the only one able to give it. You understand? And if you put to add onto it that all the honor and all the glory is going to the Maker. You understand? Can you? So like, is it okay to assume like He took the life anyway? If I did good or if I did bad, is the Lord that took the life away back?
No, that's incorrect. That's absolutely incorrect. That's incorrect. So because if that's the case, then every woman who commits an abortion, then, you know, the she's not guilty, then we have to say the Lord is guilty. Right or wrong?
Yes, but I wouldn't have any problem with that because I'm still giving the honor and the glory to the Maker.
Okay, but
whatever go on,
there's no
whatever it
honor.
looks like.
There's no honor and glory in murder. There's no honor and glory in murder. Right? Did you have to make the distinction between doing what the Lord wants and disobeying the Lord.
That's right.
Are there lives that are lost because the Lord wants those lives gone? Hell yes. Are there lives that are lost that the Lord did not want gone? Yes.
That's right.
You understand? There are lives that are gone that would not, the Lord didn't, that wasn't in his plan for them to be gone. But you decide to listen to Satan, not you in particular, but whoever decides to listen to Satan and go do it, then they're going to have to pay for it. They're going to pay for what they do. Remember, you have a choice. You have a choice in who you're going to follow.
So if I understand,
Say that again.
I say Salakia. So if I understand, like when Satan do something, he's not he's not on the order of God.
Yes, it is. And what does Satan go do?
Whatever God told him to do.
What is Satan's job?
I think his job is to, as far as I understand, his job is to, like, God has like a good side, and God has like what we humans can call a bad side. When he's like happy, you can say like the good angels are acting, and when he is angry, it's like a bad angel is acting.
You saying
how you turn it around?
You saying when a person is angry, it's like a bad angel is acting?
No, not a person. When God, so like when someone like break the law of when something is going like let's take Haitian for example. They got their earthquake. And as far as I understand, that would be an angel acting, doing something that caused that earthquake.
Right.
That is the act of God by a demon, right?
Right.
But so then I think my point is valid. So however it is God.
Okay, you know, because you're conflating the two. Conflating means you're mixing the two. It is of the Lord whoever dies. The Lord, whoever dies. The Lord, if the Lord wants to stop it, he's going to stop it. If the Lord does not stop it, then you die. That's the end all. That's the very crux of the matter. If you're going down to it, the nuts and bolts of it is, if the Lord does not want you to die, you're not going to die. If the Lord wants you to die, you are going to die. However, if you listen to Satan,
that's what I'm saying.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. If you listen to Satan, whose job is to get you to disobey God, then you are a sinner. That's what Satan's job is. Satan's job is to get you to disobey God. Nothing else.
That's right.
The Bible says he has angels, evil angels, that do his bidding.
That's right.
And those are angels that get specific orders. Satan's daily routine is to get you to disobey God, to get you to say, you know what? If I go be a homosexual, that's not a sin. That's just an alternative lifestyle. It's to get a woman to say, I'm gonna be a hoe because I got to pay my daughter's bills. It's to get somebody to say, well, the Bible does say I'm kill and I create and I make alive. I'm just doing God's work. All glory to God, and then they go kill people. That's satanic.
It won't apply to a human being because a human being has the laws of the Bible.
Say that again.
I wasn't agreeing with you because I said those laws wouldn't apply to a human being because the human being got the Bible.
Okay.
You understand? So
no, I don't understand what you just said.
Israel got the Bible. There is a things that a human being can do and cannot do, and he's not on the same level as with an angel. right?
Right. So what are you saying?
No, I think I came to a conclusion already.
Okay, whether you came to your conclusion or not, you had a conclusion before you asked the question. That's obvious. What I'm telling you.
Yes, and I wanted to understand, you know, how that exactly works, you know, because I don't know, I cannot say with 100% that what I understand is the truth, you know.
I understand.
I'm trying to.
I'm giving it to you. I understand that, and I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you right now.
That's right.
If you disobey the Lord, you are a sinner. If you obey the Lord, he counts you as righteous. All death that happens, the Lord, if it happens, the Lord allowed it to happen.
That's right.
But not all deaths is what he wanted to happen. You get the point? And that is also in the Bible. Give me where Joab killed Abner. Real quick. Give me where Joab killed Abner. And then give me where David sent not Benaniah. Is it Benaniah?
Uriah said.
Second Samuel's.
Uriah, you sure?
Come on, say Uriah said. Uriah the Hittite. Come on, say.
Five stats working right there.
Hold on. Wait, Uriah wasn't the man who he sent to get killed?
That was.
Come on, say it was him. Say.
No, not him. David sent a man to kill Joab on his deathbed. David told. No, he told Solomon, "Don't let Joab go down to the grave easy."
Yes, 3 and.
He told Joab. He told Solomon, "Don't let Joab go down to the grave easy." And then Solomon sent one of the soldiers. I think it's Benaniah. He sent Benaniah, and then remember Joab. All the time of killing is done.
I can't say. I know what you're about. Is it? I think he tried to hide in the temple and they grabbed him out.
Yeah, he went on the altar and said, "You know, you can't kill nobody up here." And the brother said, "All right, so be it. Have it your way." All right, give me where Joab killed Abner real quick.
Got that, sir.
This is 2 Samuel 3 and verse 26. And when Joab was come out from David, he sent messengers after Abner, which brought him again from the well of Sirah. But
all right,
David,
stop right there. The caller, are you still on?
Yes, of course.
Okay, do you know the history of Joab and Abner?
Joab and Abner. I have to clarify them because we probably I know them in my language, you know, and I do a little bit in English, but I can get confused in it, you know. But if you explain a little bit who they are, you mean Joab, the general of David?
He was a captain in the Israel army, and so was Abner. They both served Saul at one time.
Is Abner the nephew, the other nephew?
Abner was one of the nephews.
Okay. Yes, I know a little bit about the history.
Okay, so you do know that when Saul sinned against the Lord, because he did not do what the Lord wanted him to do. Saul listened to Satan and did not do what the Lord wanted him to do. The Lord took the kingdom from Saul and gave it to David.
Yeah.
And then there was a split in the kingdom because some of Israel wanted to follow Saul, some of Israel wanted to follow David. Right? Right. Abner stayed with the house of Saul. Joab stayed with David. And then there was a war. And in that war, Joab's little brother was trying to kill Abner. And Abner asked him to not chase him anymore because I know your older brother. He said, I don't want to kill you. Go fight somebody your own size. Go after some young brother. Don't come after me. Joab's little brother did not listen, and he kept chasing after Abner. Abner tried to push him away and killed him by accident. That's in the Bible. It was not on purpose. He tried to push him off, and the little brother ended up dying by accident. Joab found out, and Joab never forgave Abner for it. Later on, Abner realized, the Lord showed Abner that he was on the wrong side. Abner decided he was going to bend the knee to David, and he promised David that he would restore Israel to him. He said, Israel respects me. I'm the captain over the army. I'm going to make sure every single tribe bends the knee to you. And he went to meet David in a private meeting. When he was leaving that meeting, Joab came back from war. And Joab's men said, hey, Abner just met with David. He just left. Joab, being full of revenge and vengeance and bloodthirsty, he decided to kill Abner for his little brother, against David's wishes, against the whole spirit of everything, because Abner did not murder his brother. This was not, shedding blood for unrighteous murder. This was just him not letting go of a war. And Joab murdered Abner in cold blood. He lied to him. Read the scripture for me.
Verse 30. Sorry, 2 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 30. So Joab and Abishai, his brother, slew Abner because he had slain their brother.
Right? Joab slew Abner because he had slain their brother. They told Abner David wanted to speak to him again. Abner turned back and walked back with them. And as soon as they got close to the city, they pulled him aside and they both stabbed him under his ribs and killed him. Read when David found out what David said. It's supposed to be right around there.
2 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 31. And David said to Joab and to all the people that were with him, rend your clothes and gird you with sackcloth and mourn before Abner. And King David himself followed the bier. And they buried Abner in Hebron. And the king lifted up his voice and wept at the grave of Abner, and all the people wept. And the king lamented over Abner and said, died Abner as a fool dieth. Thy hands were not bound, nor thy feet put into fetters. As a man falleth before wicked men, so fellest thou.
Hold on. As a man fall before who?
Falleth before wicked men, so
what
fellest
kind of men?
thou. Before wicked men.
What kind of men?
Before wicked men.
What kind of men?
Before wicked men.
Brother, you hearing that? That's in the Bible. You hearing that? That these men who went and killed Abner, even though if anybody dies, the Lord sanctioned it or the Lord allow it, even though that happened, these men who killed Abner is recorded in the Bible as what?
Before wicked men.
Go ahead.
So fellest thou. And all the people wept.
Right, stop right there. Stop right there. David wept for what Joab did to Abner. And later on, I'll find it for you if you need it. He made sure Joab paid for what he did. But he said, listen, man, Abner died as a fool. His hands were not tied, meaning he was tricked into this thing, and he fell before wicked men. Why were they wicked? Because the Lord didn't tell Joab, go kill Abner. Like he told Saul, go kill the Amalekites. You understand? That's the difference, Zach. That's the difference is, did the Lord order you to go kill this person? Or did you decide to go murder them because you're listening to Satan? You understand?
Yes, I understand that part. A question: Who makes sure like the life disappeared out of that person's body? That credit, if God did it, or God didn't take the life away. It's possible that he at that trip he could have fallen and still stay alive.
If the Lord ordered your death, the Lord took your life. If wicked men took your life, you listened to Satan and became a wicked bastard and murdered somebody.
That's right.
You understand?
Sure, I'm not I'm not saying that it's not like that, but isn't it God that took the life away?
If the Lord ordered your death, he wanted your life. If wicked men killed you, wicked men took your life because you listened to Satan.
I think I think here is where I don't understand. So you saying like I did something bad, and the Lord wanted me dead, so He gave me in the hands of the wicked man.
Say that one more time.
So like I did something wrong, and now the Lord wants me dead, and He gave me in the hand of the wicked man.
Okay.
I'm asking, Salaki, sir, before we go on, I'm not planning to kill anybody. I don't have in my head I'm gonna kill nobody, you know. So if you worry about that, you know, and you're trying to make me understand that you should not kill anybody, I'm not planning to do that. I'm not. I don't have that in my
I
head.
understand that, but
Because,
I understand
you know,
that part. But you do know that other people listen to the show, and I have to be very clear for the sake of everybody, not just you. You asked the question. I know you ain't planning to kill everybody, because that would be a wicked thing for a foolish man to do. And you are not a fool, neither are you wicked. So I know you ain't planning to kill nobody, but there are dumb idiots out there. You get the point? There are absolute fools out there who would listen to this and be like, well, since the Lord kill and he make alive, if I go kill this baby right now that crying, then the Lord did it. Because if the Lord didn't want it done, he would have stopped me. That's a wicked nigga. You understand? That's an absolute wicked nigga. Go ahead.
And God?
Say again?
I say, wouldn't that be a problem of him and God? If he heard us talking right now here and get a dumb thing in his head and go act on it, I think that is his case of him and God over there. Let them fight that out.
Okay, brother, listen up. This is the difference between a priest and officer of the Lord and a civilian. Right? That's a civilian's point of view. If you're a civilian, you could be like, well, that's between them and the Lord. Let them go find that out. My job as a priest is to educate. The script, find it in Ezekiel for me. You know what I want? The watchman. Find it for me. Give me it 5,000. Give me that scripture, Dumgaba. Read it nice and loud. All right? Give me that scripture in Ezekiel. Like what you just said, there is you don't show the capacity of this office just yet. You understand that there is the point of view of a civilian who is really only cares about themselves. This job that myself and these brothers who you're looking at take, right? This job that we decided to devote our lives to, it means that we come last, and our feelings and thoughts and our point of view comes last. What comes first is the Lord's point of view. You got it for me, Damgaba?
Come on, say.
Please.
It says Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 3. Actually, I'll start from verse 1.
Give me the point. The watchman with the blood.
All right, come on, say. If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
Right, stop right there. This is the watchman. The watchman is the one who's supposed to see the sword coming and warn the people. Now, if after I warn the people, whoever decides to be a good, bumbling, stupid idiot and still go do whatever they want to do, then their blood will be upon them. But I have to warn them first. I have to teach this first. I have to let people know, yes, every death on the earth, the Lord allows it to happen. However, if you commit murder, murder is against the Lord. It's not self-defense. It's murder. It's taking a life that you don't have no authority to take. And it's murder, and you're a wicked bastard for it, and the Lord is going to punish you. I have to teach that because I love my brothers and my sisters, and I don't want them to be punished. I will never say well, I ain't even saying nothing because that's between them and the Lord. That's a selfish way to think. Now, if I do not warn them, read on.
Verse 5, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. Verse 6, but if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet.
Say it again.
If the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet.
Say it again.
If the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet.
Go ahead.
And the people be not warned. If the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
That's it. If the sword comes and I don't warn the people and they die, you was right, where if a person is wicked and the Lord wants them gone, they're going to be gone. So yes, they're going to be taken in their iniquity, but their blood is on me for not teaching them the right thing. You understand?
Yeah, so I just such a question I should ask them in private.
Say that one more time. Help me out there, Karafi. Say that. Put the mic closer. Let me hear. Say it again.
Oh, excuse me. I asked. Should I ask such a questions in private?
No. These questions are good for public. I mean, you could ask any question publicly, and depends on what it is. A brother would tell you probably need more details, and he'll want you to give him a call on it or whatever. But this is a good question to understand it, because some people have in their mind they want to do something and they try to justify it using the Bible. I'm not saying it's you. I know you said you was talking to a brother and the brother was scared someone was trying to kill him, right?
No, I don't know if that was the case. It was just a question,
Okay.
You understand that I was thinking very different about the Bible than the normal Christian people.
I get you. Okay, well, this is the thing. Usually in my experience, in my limited time in the truth, I haven't been in the truth a whole long time, but usually in my experience, people who usually ask those type of questions and try to, get into those type of talks are people who have a whole lot more going on that's sinful in their life. And this is just, philosophy. This here they engage with is philosophy, usually that. And if a brother or sister has a fear, it's in the Bible that when you constantly looking for death, find that for me in the New Testament, please. I believe it's Corinthians, where you have a constant looking for judgment. Usually when somebody fears death is coming or fears somebody coming to kill them, is because they're a sinner. It's because they're a sinner, because the Bible says perfect love has no fear. It casteth out fear. And what is love? Obeying God. If you obey the Lord, you will not fear anybody coming to kill you or even have a concern or even be worried. You get me? You find the other one I'm looking for?
Come on, sir.
Please read it.
The book of Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth,
go ahead.
There remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery.
Say it again. A certain what?
For of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries.
A certain fearful looking for judgment. And that's what that is, because whoever it is you're speaking to or having that conversation with, believe you me, brother, I know it's not you, because you in class with Karafi and them, you following through, you coming straight through the straight and narrow gate, and these brothers teaching you right. But whoever it is you're talking to, that is an absolute sinner to even entertain if somebody coming and trying to kill you and blah, 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 blah. Why? Because we do teach self-defense in here. And even the self-defense we do teach in here, killing somebody is last, Doc. Right. It's last on the line. Listen, Jeremiah Hyman had a devil trying to break into his house and take his little daughter. And Jeremiah Hyman put the gun on the devil and waited till the cops came. Put the gun on the devil and kept him right there. Because, brother, that's control. That's the Holy Spirit. That's the Spirit of the Lord, where You're not trying to take the life. You're not looking for an excuse to take the life. You're looking to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, like Christ said to be. You understand? Whoever you're talking to, just let them know if they murder somebody, they're wicked and sinful. And they're probably sinful right now, and they need to get in class and stop being simple. All right?
Yeah, but sir, the question is it was for I'm totally with something in my brain. I'm busy with something in my brain. Did I tell the guy something which was a fact, yes or no? You know, that's why I'm here with you. I'm not even thinking about the brother anymore. I don't even think he's gonna do anything. I don't know, but I'm on me. I might be selfish right now. Yes, I'm trying to understand that shit in my brain. You know, I'm not concerned about anybody. I'm indeed not concerned. I can't even think about another person who can be sitting at home listening to us and think like, oh yes, I can go kill. You know, I didn't even think about it. I just wanted my question answered, sir. You know.
I get you. I
want to thank you for that. You know, you did bring me to the answer. You know. So
I understand that, brother.
Thank you very much.
I care about everybody. I care about all Israel who want to come.
Yes. I understand you. You cannot answer me like I wanted because you are the watchman and the rest too. So thank you anyway. I understand it.
Definitely that brother.
I'm going back to Facebook to watch the rest of the show.
No sweat. Give Netherlands a hand for coming on. Right. What I would tell you, Netherlands, is that brother, just invite him to class. Let him come to class and learn. You know what I mean? He don't have to be. You see the shirt I'm wearing here, Kentucky 8? The whole city tried to kill these brothers. The whole city tried to kill these brothers, and we did not go out looking for them. The Lord killed them.
That's right.
The Lord killed them slowly, one by one. Every 2 months, the cops would just say, yeah, remember that suspect from your case? Yeah, they just got shot up. They just died. Whatever, blah, 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 blah. Because, of course, we serve the Lord, and, of course, anybody trying to harm us, the Lord will stop. The Lord will stop them. So, you know, whoever it is, let them come into class. But you were absolutely right for calling in. You were absolutely right for raising the question. Because in these times that we live in, the stress of life, it makes people feel that they have to do what they have to do. When that's, again, is Satan, where you have to do what you have to do. What we have to do is obey the Lord and then die. That's it. That's the whole duty of man. To obey the Lord and then die. You get the point? So that's it. Big up Netherlands again. Always locking in, always, supporting. You know what I mean? Lord of love, we're going to be out there soon to raise up Netherlands with the same brother. He rocking and rolling, see, loyal. He calls with a lot of questions. You know what I mean? Calls Karathi all the time, constantly, lots of questions. Always rolling right. And, we going to do what we had to do and raise up Netherlands, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we had to be all the way thorough with questions. All the way thorough, all right? We good to go?
St. Vincent had a volcano. You know what I mean? The Prime Minister of St. Vincent was saying, countries are going to take him in. And it was a shame, man. While everyone's crying over Prince Philip, man. You know what I mean? St. Vincent had a big volcano. If anyone knows about volcano smoke, if the volcano fire don't hurt you, the aroma, the smoke will kill you. You breathe it in, you will die, man. And this is the Prime Minister right here talking about the
cruise ships are indicating that to come on board, that you'd be required to be vaccinated.
What?
The countries which have indicated that they would accept us, they would want us to be vaccinated before we come there. In the case of St. Lucia, suggested an option is that they could be done there, but clearly it is better if we do it all here. I I know persons may say, well, they don't have a passport. For the OECS countries, if you're going to them, you need only your identification card. I indicated to the Minister Stuart Young of Trinidad and Tobago that if they're taking anybody, we will have to have them just accept the ID card for those who don't have passports, because this is an emergency situation and everybody understands that. I want to advise that persons who are going into shelters in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are strongly recommending that you be vaccinated.
Look at that volcano smoke, man. The volcano ash. These brothers got to leave their country, go to neighboring islands and so forth. And obviously, which is common sense, with COVID on the loose, they got to make sure that they're COVID free before they go to these other islands. You know, you carry COVID over there. And it's in state of emergency, man. The brothers that are... It's like I said...
Nah, go ahead, finish that. I'm going to jump in afterwards.
These are brothers fearing for their life, you know what I mean? Got a cold red, they got shelters. You know, could you imagine how scared you are? Children, loved ones, you know what I mean? And this is what our brothers are going through on the island, man. And meanwhile, you're a black man crying about Prince Philip. You know, he died at 99, man. It's fine, man. While you're crying for Prince Philip, look at it. There's brothers, man, 100,000 brothers in the island of St. Vincent that don't know if they can make it, man. Listen, England is finding it hard to vaccinate all their population, man.
Right.
So a country that ain't got money like St. Vincent, they're not going to be able to do it, man. It's like you said.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, what I was gonna say is, okay, it seems like in the middle of this COVID with everything else, the Lord is forcing Israel together.
So like I say, if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like even with Trinidad and the Venezuelans,
yep.
I'm thinking the Lord's trying to push all of us together. Like we got no way out but to deal with each other.
With each other, and in dealing with each other, who are we not dealing with?
Not dealing with the other nations or the oppressor as well.
And that's how they get the COVID.
Come on,
it's down there like the Lord telling us, y'all can't get no vaccine because your country poor, ain't no sweat. Everybody go in that country so I could save that country.
That's right.
Everybody else.
That's like I said for me.
Go ahead.
Just before the COVID hit, remember there was the point in the Windrush.
Right.
So the Windrush went to the islands where COVID's low and left England where COVID's high. So it's like the Lord's definitely working.
He definitely is, because okay, he brought this COVID here was for China.
That's right.
It started in Wuhan from them eating that damn pangolin, and it was supposed to stay there. It was supposed to cripple them. But of course, it spread all over the place, and the Lord he had to come now and make another separation and get Israel out of it. Now, of course, some of our people gonna die in it, but this thing was never meant that for us. It was meant to cripple the heathens.
That's right.
Whichever one of us would be tied to them, they would get it too. But it seemed like the Lord now, like imagine you have this volcano that's threatening the whole island because the place so goddamn small. But now you only want to take people who have the vaccine, but you wouldn't reject, what's the woman's name? Meghan Markle from coming down there and visit. You wouldn't reject, the heathens from coming there to visit the island, but you would now not take your own people. Like it's backwards. It's absolutely backwards. I know for sure in Trinidad, y'all could go check it out too. Or if anybody know the article, just post it in the chat. I think it was last year in Trinidad. Trinidad handling of the COVID was recognized by, I think, UK and somebody else for doing such an excellent job in keeping the numbers low. Last year it was like 8 or something people who actually died. You get the point? It was super, super low for all the traffic that comes through. And then there was this surge of new infections. It was just around after summertime last year. And what happened was they had some Trinidad nationals who were studying in India. And they wanted to come back home because of course, the COVID. And they finally allowed them to come back home. Now, as soon as they came back, you had a surge. Guess who they blamed it on? Who the health in Department of Health, the Ministry of Health blamed the surge on?
Obviously, black people.
They not just black people. They blamed it on Venezuelans. Because the Venezuelans was entering the country illegally, they bring in the COVID. This is the issue. The Venezuelans have always been coming. How come the COVID wasn't spiking all the time?
That's right.
Why did COVID only spike when that plane came from India? Because why? The health minister is East Indian, all the doctors is Indian, and they know this new spike coming from India, and they don't want everybody to look at the Indians. Even the places the spikes was happening was mainly in Indian communities.
Damn.
Communities.
Clearly them Indians, man, clearly.
Listen, but they blame Venezuela. They say because the borders is loose, they're coming in everywhere and they bring in the COVID. Asha ain't bring nothing but love and happiness and, brothers and sisters. That's all that came to Trinidad. You get the point? But they want to blame us for it when it's not us. It's them. The Lord trying to separate us from these people, separate us by the hook or by the crook. And we should run to the separation. We should want to be separate from them. So that
that's right.
Go up and we could be free. You know what I mean?
Kind of one can't. It's like I got another one. So Sadiq Khan talks about he's looking in. If anyone that don't know, Sadiq Khan's the mayor of London. So you got the prime minister who's over the whole country. Then you got mayors in different cities that, just like in any other country, you got mayors of Birmingham and even some mayors of Aston and certain areas. So he's the mayor of all of London. And he's saying what he wants to do is legalize cannabis in the UK. And he's got scientists looking into it and the effects, and they want to really loosen the laws on the use of cannabis in the UK.
Leader, I'm not. I'm my own man. I think it's really important to stand up for London. I've seen for myself the impact of violent crime linked with drugs. I've seen for myself the impact on health because of cannabis. I've seen for myself how young Londoners are criminalised because of cannabis. I've got an open mind. What I want to do, should I be re-elected mayor, is to bring together a cross-section of experts to look into the issue of decriminalising cannabis. I'm not going to prejudge the outcome. I want them to look into this issue, including what's happened across the globe where cannabis has been decriminalised, see if there are lessons we can learn to address.
And this man's slick, man. He said, what I'll do if I'm re-elected, meaning, make sure you vote for me, man. Trust me. All you gotta do is say, listen, I'll legalize that drug for you, man, and people will vote for you, man.
Listen, go ahead, please.
No, so like a carry on, sir.
Listen, just from the experience over here, they should never. Okay, you gotta be careful with that whole decriminalization talk because they're not going to let free anybody who they locked up for charges before. You understand? They're not going to let anybody free. And with the decriminalization in America, where you could now possess small quantities of it, if you get pulled over high, that's a DUI. You understand? Because, a DUI is driving under the influence. Right? It's not drunk driving. It's driving under the influence. So you get pulled over and you high, you can be given a DUI, which is on your license. In some states, it's a suspended license. In some states, it's points on your license. Also, if you have a marijuana card, you automatically forfeit your right to obtain a legal weapon. Automatically. Because why? You'll be operating this weapon inebriated. Right. If you get a DUI and you have a license to carry, you could have that revoked because all those license to carry and license to possess in whatever states that have those type of licenses are given by the state police. They have to approve it. They keep a record of you. They keep your fingerprints. They know what type of gun you have, all that type of stuff. And so now when your name come up for driving drunk or under the influence or having a marijuana card, you know what? Blah, 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 blah. It's another subtle way of Satan trying to get you. Once again, DMX death is a sign. Lord, give me a sign. That's right. Who gives don't vote for this heathen ever again. Let him lose.
That's right.
Criminalize it, decriminalize it. It don't matter. I don't smoke. I don't get high.
That's right.
I don't get high. Who cares? Only a drug addict would care whether they criminalize it or decriminalize it. That's the point here now. The point here is from today on, brothers and sisters who get high need to stop.
That's right.
Brothers and sisters who sell need to stop selling. Let the heathens have this problem, not us.
That's right.
Let the heathens suffer with this thing, not us, man. If DMX that meant anything to you.
It's like you said.
Go ahead.
I think General Muhammad was saying how it's one big game. You know, he's gonna legalize weed, and then all the brothers that got locked up for weed won't get let off.
Right.
And years down the line, we're gonna be saying, "Oh, we need it to be legal again." It's like illegal again. So he's saying, "What's the point of playing this game? How about we just don't smoke weed, man? Let them play their games. We just come off weed, man."
That's it, and that's it. Like we should now realize we don't no longer want to be pawns on their chessboard. You know what I mean? We're going to move to our own board. We're going to set the stakes at our own table and leave them to play with each other, play with each other's lives. You get the point? Like, we shouldn't care Sadiq Khan talking about he's seen what it did and he's seen what it did. How about you stop deporting the Windrush?
That's right.
How about if you vote for me, I'm going to stop deporting the Windrush? How about that? How about, the stuff that affect black people? You get the point? Not, decriminalizing, marijuana, but he does that because everybody's a drug addict and he needs those drug addicts to come vote.
Yeah, that's right.
You understand? Right now, weed is such a social drug that everybody does it, from your doctor to your mechanic. It's across the board. So now he's talking to them through the weed. You get the point? It's down there like hypnosis. It's like, I'm talking to you through the weed. Go ahead.
Yeah, people don't even consider weed a drug. If you ask somebody, so do you do drugs? Nah, a bit of weed though. They're implying that weed ain't even a drug, man.
No, it's natural. It comes from the earth, right? It comes from the earth, right? It comes from the earth. It come up from the soil, poison ivy and stinging nettle come from the earth. I ain't seen nobody smoking that.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So it's a ploy. It's a ploy, and we should never play into their hands with this thing. You get me?
So like I said, also they're saying they're gonna legalize it, but when you go on the NHS website, it's got all the damages that it does to you. So anyone can go on there. It lets you know about it messes with your paranoia. If you're schizophrenic, it makes it worse.
Right.
It causes stress and so forth. All the damages are on there. And if anyone knows about your brain, most people won't know, but I used to study neuroscience. So when you study neuroscience, like your brain is not just your brain. Inside your brain, there's different functions. So you got your limbic system. So inside there, you will have your hippocampus, which is you
talking about. You see, I'm go back and hear the whole biology lesson now. The neural brain, the hippocampus. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So you got the hippocampus, which is like with your hippocampus, you got one on each side. So with that's basically that's like a recorder that stores your memories. So with your hippocampus, it stores your memories and so forth. And then what you'll realize is with people who smoke, they have short-term later on in life to start to get short-term memory loss and so forth, to get dementia and so forth. And you get dementia, why? Because you've damaged your hippocampus with all the smoke and all of those kind of things.
Right.
So people fail to realize that in your limbic system, you have you have a next function as well, which controls your emotions and so forth. It controls your sex drive. It controls your body temperature. And It lets you know that when you smoke, you're damaging all of those things to do with your brain. But the average person doesn't do the research, so they wouldn't know that how much things they're damaging based off just smoking. It's all fun and games until you realize how you're damaging your brain and so forth.
Exactly. Give him a hand. You know what I mean?
Still okay, Captain. Can I just get something on that as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Also, studies that it damages the pruning to your brain in your maturing years. So if you smoke it in like when you're 16 and to 19, you'll never be able to mature your brain to a fully fledged adult. That's why a lot of our people walk around and they're very immature and very childlike because they're smoking weed. And a lot of them, my friend asked me the other day, he's like, I wish I matured earlier. I was like, saw that weed you smoking, man. You know what I'm saying? Saw the weed smoking, your brain can't prune, your brain can't root in it. So yeah, just that in on the topic.
You could mature right now. Just put the blunt down.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? Put the blunt down, you would have gained 10 years on your life. Yeah, I mean, big up Dongo Bar again for going into the brain on these bastards. You know what I mean? And okay, this is a bigger thing, especially for men. Weed literally lowers your testosterone. Weed makes you passive. It takes away your aggression, right? It takes away your willingness to fight anything. You know, a man's testosterone makes him aggressive, makes him want to fight. It gives him a certain amount of militancy. And you find now, lacking in that type of thing, you find that more effeminate type behavior, that more Christian type behavior. You know, just the way the world is, just full of, you know, estrogen, full of, being like a woman, but it's because of this weed. Weed literally makes you calmer and lowers your testosterone. Now, what's the bigger thing for that? After a while, brother, you're going to have problems in the bed because your testosterone low. I know none of y'all do. Y'all making babies one after the other. Dongaba, then Karathia, then Parashia, and Dongaba again, and Quatazar coming with 2 more. Then y'all just making babies because in here, we done matured. We done put the blunts down, and we ain't selling no more packs. But y'all out there, brother, y'all smoking the weed and then going by the Chinese man and asking for all kind of potions and all kind of nonsense to help you out. Save your money and just stop smoking.
That's right.
Stop getting high. That's all. Stop getting high. And listen, Viagra would go out of business because, listen, you're talking about weed is all natural. The thing the Lord gave you could be all natural too if you stop smoking.
That's right.
You're right. you smoking the weed because it's all natural, but you had to go take pills to deal with that broad in the bed. How about you put the weed down and let that thing in the bed be all natural? That thing in the bed, all that strength and power come from her tail, from you seeing that tail. But imagine you seeing that tail and you had to go pop a pill because your testosterone so goddamn low. Nigga, that shit ain't natural.
That's right.
That shit ain't natural. I'm telling you straight. You get the point? The American government blamed the weed for all them soldiers losing in Vietnam. But they say that weed make them soldiers ain't want to fight no more. Turn them into hippies. That was the beginning on the so-called war on drugs, where they wanted to criminalize the hippies and black people because that's who was smoking it. You understand? Because it took away your willingness to fight. You know what I mean? It's horrible, like. It's absolutely horrible. And it's such a gateway drug to stronger, harsher stuff. And you're going to end up like DMX. Now, this is the big thing. DMX was loved because of his talent. How much of you all out there listening have talent like DMX that when you overdose, somebody going to care about you? There will not be one hashtag about your dumb ass. Excuse my language. That's right. Even though there would be none. You'll end up on a few T-shirts from your family, but the world would not cry over you like they did over DMX. That's so with that said, come and serve the Lord, where we'll mourn you. We'll mourn you should you pass, and you're not going to pass from an overdose. You're going to pass the way a prophet passed when the Lord come and take you. You get the point? Which is how every brother in here has ever passed in these few deaths I've heard of. It wasn't by no violence. It was just, that was his time and he's gone. And that's that. Now some of them sisters, few sisters passed in here. That was their time and that was that. We don't die the death that people die in the world. All right?
That's right.
Good to go?
Hello, concert. Slakia. It's been a while. You see what there? One shot for shot.
Job. Listen,
should we go for DMX track? One baddest DMX track for the baddest DMX track. The white man can flag us to the end now anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you want to chance the show though, because I mean, you always, you know. And I listen. We already had one massive death for the day. I don't want people to mourn twice after I done kill it. You know what I mean?
The more you can't talk about me. Come on, Baba. I've been making caskets upon. Come on, man.
Listen, I don't want to. You know, I don't want to get you flagged and stuff too. You know what I mean?
Come on. See, that it sounds a bit
scared to me. But you know, okay, we leave it.
Listen,
We leave it
all
there.
right, brother. Listen, if it's one thing you can't ever get no with, is me backing down from no clash, brother.
No, you don't back down. No pushing a back pedal now, man. We all seen it.
No.
We all done see already. You know what I mean?
I ain't backing down from no clash at all. Listen, you play your baddest DMX. I'm gonna play my baddest, you know.
Baddest in the world. Oh, okay, you ready, yeah? See that? Ready, bud? Ready for yeah?
This one's obviously. Yeah.
You might as well go 2 for 2.
Listen, I hit in your one. Salaki, I hit in your one shot and then it's over. I hit in your one shot and listen, I try to talk through it so you don't get flagged. I try to save you. I try to save you. Yeah, I mean, I tried my hardest to save you.
Yeah, it sounds like you're slipping or you're falling and you can't get up, man.
Listen,
let the children.
Listen, it sounds like I have it here for you. Yeah, I mean, I have it right here for you. This is tune not gonna end the whole clash. I hear you with the DMX and stuff, you know what I mean. But I have something here that's more fire. That's you know the inspiration, everything come from the DMX. But you know we doing it UPK style. You know what I mean. I have it here for you. You know what I mean.
I thought Apple Mac was the shit, man. So luck yourself with Apple.
Exit made this. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it caution. Cause if they make it wrong, move it caution. See me, they like, ooh, he don't stop it. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. I'm on my way. Coming up on my new gun. They see me, they like, ooh, he won't stop it. I'm on my body. Real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army. Going up like a rocket. Can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage. So watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house. Coming out, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Running like that, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 with a roof going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bag. So I play the corner like a bum with a bag. I'ma lead by example. We gon' stop it, got this bitch off the hand. Got this bitch, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the soap. It ain't rap, this is soap. Can't take some bitch, this shit with the coke. They say they wanna hit it roll.
Yo, that man said I can't chase a bitch unless she with the cult and all that. Listen, I hear you.
He said what he said was, I come in your house, all black, slithering house, coming Malfoy. That was a bar.
Listen, the whole song is bars, The whole song is, listen, Daniela third verse is, listen, you say the judge handing out life, but this one handing out fire. Come on, man. Listen, that whole one is about, listen, yeah. I had things in the chamber here for you.
That film, that tune can't be, you can't find it, can you? Online or anything? I've been looking for quite a while, man.
But look at playing online right here. We online right now. Yeah, move it caution. Ooh, Kimo Sabi. Listen, that's how you know you're a real song man. And when you bust at you, the next song man just come and say, hey, where I could find that tune? Yeah, let's just answer this one question here. This is free thinkers never submit. What if we repent from that sin? I think this was from the murder question, right? Of course, if you could repent from any sin except blaspheming the Holy Spirit, right? You repent from any sin, whatever you did in the past. The scriptures say charity covereth all sins. You come into the truth and you become part of the brotherhood of Christ. It's going to cover what you did before you came into the truth. You ain't gonna have nothing to worry about. Satan gonna try to bring it up again, but he ain't gonna have a leg to stand on once you turn from whatever you was into and you come into the truth. You're looking at men who done, and men and women, brothers and sisters up in here. We done live horrible lives before the truth, and we done turn from it, and that was the end of that. I've seen brothers who on straight up horrible cases in court. That shit goes away. I always talk about the case where the judge committed suicide in a brother's case, and that judge was fitting to hang him high. I want to say hang him, not literally, but put some years on this brother. And another racket broke out on this judge who was so foul, and he committed suicide act. That's the Lord act. That's the Lord says so. And you come in the UPK and you turn your back on this world, the Lord got you. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, Karathia, he want to hear some more raw shit.
Like a legend in this shit, little nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, little nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his white left. We all stepping, kill you with.
Wait, hold on. You hear that man say?
I heard that.
Shotty break your ribs up. Like, oh, come on, that's bars, alright?
Kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, what you doing life? These hands are root GPS, I mean right.
Come on, man. He said that, listen, that judge giving out 5, but you doing life? Come on, He said that right hand means, come on, brother.
Mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we saved it authentic, we know the rhymes. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Know it's dark, you know I'm with animals when we flow and ride. We back again, no cap, when I'm the cap again. Yeah, they said they want smoking, so we matching them. Everything.
He said they want smoke until we matching them. Come on.
Righteous, so you know with them, you can hit up with a K, but no acronym. They say they want to hit it rough.
They said they get hit up with a K, no acronym. Come on, man.
I keep it 144 because I know a card.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. What you want? You know what I mean? What up? You know what I mean? Ain't no sweat act. You can go find it on the internet. You know what I mean? Yeah, big song, play big tunes by big artists. You know what I mean? I know everybody missing DMX. That's good. Miss your brother. Miss the poor of your people too, who don't have love from the world, and that's what we specialize in. The Israelite School at UPK, under command of John YAHANNA, we've all been raised to love the poor of our people, who nobody cares about, who nobody would bat an eye about, who nobody would, risk anything for. That's who we live for and who we, go for. The world gonna love DMX, and we for sure love him in here too. We play his music. But of course, there's so many of us who overdose every day and die in piss and die, less than a dog, and nobody cares. The sign is don't be a drug addict anymore and don't sell drugs no more. You know what I mean?
That's right. With that, April 24th, the Passover.
Boom.
Houston, B&H Ranch. What, Yuck Streets? Like, what are they called? Player Street. Player Street. Make sure you pay your Passover. I think it's at 170. 117 pounds, $200 per person in dollars.
200 US. Yeah.
Slovakia. You can pay down on it. Make sure you pay your Passover fund. And shalom to everyone in the chat, everyone watching. Like, share, subscribe. And we'll be here again next week on the ends, 9 p.m. till 12.
Hey, big up Baba TV. I ain't even realized Baba was inside, man. Big up Baba TV, man. Baba, listen, he follow us all the way through. He be rocking there out there in Syracuse with Azana, yeah. Big up Baba, big up Yashar, big up Tazapa One. Again, free thinkers, big up yourself. CFR network always there too, right?
That's right. Come on, Conster.
All right. Who else we have? We have Sharapa inside. Martha. I'm not sure who this is. Big up Martha, Lord of Love. Big up Tazanawa for the fire, always supporting. Big up Ahauba, always inside again. Congratulating Dumgaba. Big up Dumgaba, man. Dumgaba one more time, man. Yeah, I mean, big up Rapad down there in Texas. Big up Taz Award down there in Trinidad. Big up yourself,
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, who else we are, Baba? Again, I think that's about it. I don't think I missed nobody else, right? Magun. Big up Magun. This is the officer out there in Puerto Rico. Big up Magun. From Puerto Rico. He rocking with Captain Ashaparium, Captain of 13,000 Ashaparium, doing big work down there in Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? That's a trip we all gonna have to take. We got to descend on Puerto Rico, descend on Ephraim and raise that thing up. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I.S.U.P.K. Indianapolis. You know what I mean? John Brown being a nuisance as usual. John Brown, when you gonna just give up and come in the truth, nigga? Shit. Yeah, I mean. All right, I ain't gonna keep you all no longer. I'm gonna be here all night.
Got one concert. So we're next week.
Don't worry, you're gonna get big dubs like me. Don't look, why the sad face? Why the sad
Me? I just dropping this out, Clash. Come on, man.
Confidence drop there and I drop that banger. It's like, I can't find that on the internet. Where did he get that dub plate? Ah!
I got dubs coming, man. I got dubs coming, man.
Listen, the brother question should be.
We're getting caught outside the studio. We get dubs in, but we get dubs in.
Listen, the brother question should have been, when one song kill another song, is that considered murder? I'm gone. All right, Hebrew, shalom.
Shalom, sir.
Yeah.
The Lord loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I'm going to come and deliver the broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to.
Yo, niggas ain't tough. Yo, niggas ain't tough.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yah Shah Brakatah. Yahweh Shema Allah Thug Bashim Yah Shah to all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000 and called up a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite School of UPK under Commander Junior
Power, and you know we not no cowards. Oh, you on that?
Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on, I'm gonna say it one more time.